a trick. And we know for sure that this was headed by an international organ trafficking cartel. They funded the National Assembly of some people estimate to the tune of $6.2 billion. They also bought all the Nigerian federal government hospitals at the cost of $3.2 billion. They even offered to buy all the Catholic hospitals for $2 billion, but the bishops refused that. So this is a well-organized cartel who are actually moving into Nigeria in order to actually buy up, or they have already paid an advance on all our organs. Anybody in the Federal Republic of Nigeria has no entitlement to their organs as it stands today with the law. And we know this for sure, that these are billionaires from the United States who funded this organ trafficking cartel to take the organs of Nigerians. Now, my colleague AGK had asked whether I was there when this cartel made the negotiation. The answer is yes, I was physically present in a deliberation. We were called as leaders of the private health sector to the headquarters of General Electric, the biggest company in the world, the leading medical company in the world. I was representing the Catholic Medical Practitioners of Nigeria and the Association of General and Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria as the committee chairman of the National Health Act. And presiding over this National Health Act public hearing was Senator Ike Ekweremadu, who was then the Deputy Senate President. And
let me comment there. Who did you say was presiding?
Well, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, he was the presiding senator for the bill public hearing. And the sponsor, the chief sponsor, was Ifeanyi Okowa, now governor, but then Senator Ifeanyi Okowa. And just sitting by his side was also Dr. Chris Ngige, who was then a senator. So all of them were there, and I made this argument directly pointing out Section 48, that Section 48 makes an exemption that is impossible. You don't exempt. There is no situation in medicine where you can overrule or say the consent is waived. Consent is never waived. It could be transferred to the next of kin, but it's never waived in any situation. That is part of the Helsinki Declaration. So it's an international treaty. So we cannot make an exemption here in Nigeria. Then I also pointed out the loophole in Section 51. You cannot have the medical practitioner or the medical director of a hospital be the one to authorize that an organ is taken from someone to be given to another person. So it is wrong. You can't give what you don't have. That's a legal principle. Then I pointed out in Section 53 that it is also when you say reasonable cost for reimbursement of reasonable payments. What does that mean? Is 10 million naira reasonable payment for kidney? Some people will tell you that too. So you actually legalize the sale of organs in Section 53. Now, my colleague AGK had asked whether I was there when this cartel made the negotiation. The answer is yes, I was physically present in a deliberation. We were called as leaders of the private health sector to the headquarters of General Electric, the biggest company in the world, the leading medical company in the world. And we were told that Bill Gates offered them $2 billion to build 260 hospitals in Nigeria. So they want us to name our price so that we can be paid off, so we will leave the entire medical system, so that we will not be practicing medicine, we will not be practicing pharmacy, we will not be practicing laboratory science. In Nigeria, no Nigerian will be in the medical profession. And we should just name our price so we will be compensated for.
Why would anyone do a thing like that?
This was done. I was present. It's not somebody told me. I was physically present before the executives of a General Electric with a number of other Nigerians in the health sector, in pharmacy, in laboratory sciences, and there were executives of GE from their headquarters in New York. This is the first time it's happening in the history of humanity. Nothing like this has ever happened. And I warned Ike Kurumado before the Senate, and Nigerians there will bear me witness, and many of them still remember. I told Ike Kurumado before the entire public hearing that he will be the first victim of this law he is standing for. Before everybody. Senator Kowa can also bear me witness because he was there. And I told him, it now seems like a prophecy come true. And this was exactly what happened. That the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria sold the entire organs of the Nigerian people, even when they knew that this was the situation. And that is very, very, very bad on us as a whole nation.
Asim no ga karaka elo ibu mmụọ ka mmụọ ibe ka ibe Chukwu okike onye ọbịa masịm unu binye n'oge akara aka eluo mmụọ niile nnejele ozi asịm unu binye n'oge akara aka eluo oke mmụọ oke mmụọ oke mmụọ oke mmụọ oke mmụọ oke mmụọ mmụọ niile nnejele ozi asịm unu binye elu tetenu n'ụra tetenu n'ụra tetenu n'ụra tetenu n'ụra asị m n'ọnwụ unu nwoke bụ nwa eze Chukwu bụ ụzọ mba aka ji ofe Igbo ọzọ eme nte eme ime ọsị m nọ ya nọ n'etiti unu taa ọsọ unu binye enu n'oge akara aka eluo mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie asị m gị binye mmụọ na-afụ na ife afụ na nzuzo asị m gị binye oke ọfọ ji eje ọgụ asị m unu binye ọfọ ndị Igbo niile asị m gị binye ọfọ ndị mmiri asị m gị binye ọfọ ndị ikuku asị m gị binye eze nwaanyị osimiri asị m gị binye eze nwaanyị nwaanyị na-ebe asị m gị binye eze nwaanyị idodi ikwu na-eme asị m gị binye eze nwaanyị amambara asị m gị binye eze nwaanyị osimiri nji aba asị m gị binye eze nwaanyị ala Igbo niile asị m gị binye eze nwaanyị ọgba asị m gị binye eze nwaanyị anike wawa asị m gị binye oke arụsị na n'ike ojuru nwaanyị aga asị m gị binye n'oge akara aka eluo igirigi ọgụ mmụọ asị m na gboo dike mbọsị ihe ike mere ọ ga-achọkwa nwa dike asị m dododo unu binye unu bịa tara ọjị na Chijireji efola asị m unu binye unu bịa tara ọjị na Chijireji efola nna nna anyị ochie mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Igbo dị ndụ mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dị ndụ mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka ụmụ Biafra dị ndụ asị m unu binye n'oge akara aka eluo asị m na gboo dike mbọsị ihe ike mere ọ ga-achọ nwa dike ọ sị na mberede nyiri dike na mberede ka o ji ama nwa dike ọya ka m ji akpọ unu n'isi ọhamadike bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ya bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu otu mkpụrụ anya ji isi ụgwọ otu ọnụ na-ekwuchitere mba niile ụkpaka na-agba n'udu mmiri na-agba n'oge nke ya asị m unu binye n'isi ya nye ogologo ndụ na-arụ isi ike napụta ya na Eke napụta ya na Orie napụta ya na Afọ napụta ya na Nkwọ asị m na ahịa akara aka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ na ahịa akara aka agaghị eri Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asị m unu gaa napụta Nnamdi Kanu na Eke napụta ya na Orie napụta ya na Afọ napụta ya na Nkwọ asị m mee ka ọnụ niile kwụrụ njọ n'isi atụgharịa kwụ mma ka ọnụ kọrọ ogiri ọnụ kọrọ ogiri lacha Chukwu okike abịa ama onye jiri mmiri siri ike kpọọ aja were aja siri ike kpọọ mmadụ asị m na tata bụ ụbọchị Eke n'ala Igbo asị m na Eke ga-eketara Nnamdi Kanu ndụ Eke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe Oke ga-eketara ya ndụ Oke ga-eketara ya Biafra Oke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe Oke ga-ekegburu ya ndị iro kegburu ya ajọ mmadụ na ajọ mmụọ asị m na mbọsọ ga-apụta ekwensu ga-anọ n'ụra ndị ilo ya ga-anọ n'ụra ọkwa na ekwe osu asị m gịnị bụ ekwensu asị m na mbọsọ ga-apụta ya bụ ndị ilo ga-anọ n'ụra ọha bụ ndị ọha nwa bụ ekwensu asị m na ha ncha ga-anọ n'ụra na Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Asị m na ọnụ kwụrụ njọ n'isi a ga-atụgharịkwọ mma. Asị m obiara igbu Nnamdi Kanu bụ onwe ya. Onye sị na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị adị ndụ, onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri. Onye sị na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta, onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri. Ọnụ niile kọrọ ogiri ọnụ ga-akọrọ ogiri lacha. Osisi abụrụ oturu ga-emeche wee kwele. Onye asị na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta, asị m na ọnụ ahụ iji wee kwuo ya dịka ejikwa ya wee kwugharịa mma n'isi ya. Asị m na ebe onye ahụ na-atụ maazị Nnamdi Kanu aka, asị m aka gị ga-akpọnwụ. Osisi ahụ fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu wee tọọ nkwe, asị m ikuku futuo gị. Anya ọbụla fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu kwawa akwa alịla, asị m alịla akọ ya n'anya. Onye fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu cheta ihe gburu nwa ya, ihe gburu nwa ya gbuo ya, maka na ọ bụrụ ya gburu nwa gị. Chukwu okike abịa ma asị m na belede nyiri dike belede ka o ji amawa dike. Asị m na okirikiri ka a na-agba ukwu ose, ọ dadị ukwu ose enu. Na okirikiri ka ndị iro ga-agba Nnamdi Kanu mana ha ama mkpata ya aka. Ọ sị na nkirikiri ka ọ na-ekiri odido jiri odido enyi ozu. Na ọkwanụ nkirikiri ka ndị iro ga na-ekiri ya mana ha ama afụ ya anya. Asị m na eje anaba isi ije. Asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-eje na ọ ga-ana. Asị m na inye anaghị eri ọba maka na inye na ọba bụ nwanne. Inye agaghị eri Nnamdi Kanu maka na ọ bụ nwa iyi. Asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-adị ka echi anaghị agwụ agwụ. Maka na ije ejere bụ ije mmiri, ọ bụrụ eje nkụ. Asị na ya bụ ije ga-abụ ije mmeri. Asị m na ọ ga-anata n'udo. Asị m na ọ ga-abata sirili welere. Asị m na unu ga-aga kpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Asị m unu ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Ga kpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Ya tụnye ugo, ga nye ya mmeri, ga nye ya mmeri, ga nye ya mmeri. Tụnye ugo n'elu ugo, nye ike n'elu ike, nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ. Ọkwanụ ndụ ka o ji efu na-efufe. Unu nye Nnamdi Kanu ndụ, onwe ike wee kwuru jinjin, onwe ike wee kwuru wee fuo n'ofufe. Asị na ya kara ka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ. Ihe mere ha ji jide Nnamdi Kanu bụ ka ha nwee ike wee megide ndị Igbo, ka ha nwee ike megide ụmụ Biafra, ka ha nwee ike wee kwuchi anyị ọnụ, ka ha nwee ike wee kachi anyị ọnụ, ka anyị ghara ikwu okwu ọzọ. Mana ama m na dododo Chukwu okike abịa ma ndị nwa na ndị nwe mmiri, ndị nwe ikuku, ndị nwe anyanwụ, mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ, mmụọ niile ọ kwafọrọ ọbara ha n'ike maka ihi Biafra. Asị m unu binyenu, asị m unu dododo na ọkwa na unu bụ ihe nwe ike a, ọkwa na unu ga-eji ọgụ mmụọ a, ọkwa na unu ga-aga bụori ahịa, ọkwa na unu ga-aga napụta ya maka na ihe ọ tinyere unu n'aka anaghị ele ule. Asị m dododo igiriga ọgụ mmụọ. Eze nwaanyị niile nọ n'ala Igbo, mmụọ niile nọ n'ala Igbo, asị m unu binye, maka na onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị aṅụ mmiri, onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị eri nnu. Nnu bụ ihe ụtọ si na mmiri wee pụta. Onye ọbụla na-eri ihe na-eri ihe dị na mmiri. Onye na-asa arụ ji mmiri asa arụ. Onye ọbụla na-eme ihe ọbụla ọ na-eme ji mmiri eme ya. Asị m ihe ọbụla mmadụ na-eme n'ụwa, mmiri ọ na-ebubu ụzọ. Asị m onye ọbụla kpọrọ mmiri asị na mmiri a ga-agbagbu ya. Asị m onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-awụsa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-emesa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye na-aṅụ mmiri na-eri nnu, asị m na ọnụ anyị ji wee rie nnu wee ṅụọ mmiri na ị ga-eji akwa okwu ọma n'isi Nnamdi Kanu n'aha Chukwu okike abịa ama.
Ise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. Today is the 26th day of April 2023. I'm very sorry for coming late. I think almost 1 hour late or later than usual, which is my fault. I apologize. But we must continue because today we are live and direct. Tata bụ ụbọchị ọgụ ụbọchị na isii n'ọnwa nke nọ n'afọ 2023. Tata bụ ụbọchị eke. For you to understand that we are here live and direct. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies onto this hallowed platform. You can put your enmity at bay and invite people to listen to this hallowed platform that is instituted in order to preach the gospel of emancipation, the gospel of freedom, the gospel of liberty. Because life without freedom is meaningless. You can be anything you want. You can be very rich, you can be, but without liberty, without freedom, it means nothing. Therefore, as Mazi said, which I am who I am, which also today that quotation, that freedom is more important than life. I agree totally with that statement. Because once you are not free, as we are not as Biafrans in that zoo called Nigeria, you can hustle and make your money, build up your life. Everything will go up into we just vanish in a twinkle of an eye. They will burn it down. They will kill you. They will destroy it in a twinkle of an eye. I could remember, I think 2020, when one Igbo man's motel or hotel, something Alfa Romeo or something like that, was brought down in a broad daylight. The building with the whole materials equipment was brought down with a caterpillar in Abuja. And that's it. And he was crying that, oh, you need justice. You get justice in Nigeria because you're a slave. You are a slave. You see many of all these people that are boasting, I get this, under one order, from one Almajiri that doesn't know how to write his or her name. All that you have struggled for in all your life will be swept away, will vanish. That is what it means. That is what it is to be living under slavery, living the life of a slave. They will allow you, you make your money, make your now. Anytime they want, they vanish it. You cannot talk. If you talk, they kill you because you're a slave. We are fighting for freedom first because this awareness started by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, must continue. Therefore, today, do not forget that we are on our Twitter and phone call campaign, worldwide phone call and Twitter campaign, please. As we know, if 10 million Biafrans call, if an institution, United Nations, the White House, or Britain, European Union, African Union, if each and every one of them receive 10 million calls demanding the same thing, Russia also, China, if they receive 10 million calls from individuals, all are talking about the same thing, demanding the same thing, do you know what it will achieve? You know, this freedom fighting we are engaging, it is a freedom fighting or type of freedom fighting never seen before. We use every tool available to our disposal or at our disposal in order to fight for our freedom. Therefore, please make sure that you've called. Not even once. You can call as many times as you could. As many times as you could. It is allowed. Making the same demand. That is why it is being written. Synchronized. That synchronized demand from every Biafran. It is very, very important. That synchronization or synchronized demand, it is very, very important, please. So that you have to call. As you are calling, another Biafran is calling every day. Another person is calling the same thing. Now, it will yield a very positive result. Also, tweeting also. Therefore, we must continue. Before I continue, as we are late, I will bring in Mazi Ezekulie, who is with me here, in order to please introduce yourself before we go on, because we must continue. Mazi, can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Yes, Mazi. Mbedoma.
Udo
Good evening, fellow Biafrans, all lovers of freedom. evening, we are here again to make some good revelations, things you never hear before, so that you keep your mind and soul together to know that we needed to have freedom. Because something has happened to us, great thing has happened to us as a people, and nobody cares. Some of the elders have forgotten, some of them have died, and nobody is to tell the younger one what really happened. How do we come here? What brought us here where we are? This evening, as Elohim will have it, I will make some effort to make some revelations so that you will know certain things you never know. You may not know, because the Creator that created Biafrans, knows why He kept me alive today. I never knew why He kept me certain place to be able to appear this time around, to be able to tell the people certain story, certain things they never know. How we come about where we are now. So please, fellow Biafrans, open your ear, come closer. You will learn one or two things this evening. Forgive me if I don't speak Queen's English, because I am not a British man and I'm not an English man. I'm a typical Igbo man. I speak my mother tongue much too well. But for the fact that we have adopted this particular satanic language that is ruling the world, let us see how far we can also manipulate it to get our freedom also. So thank you, fellow Biafran. Stay around and listen this evening. Thank you, Mazi.
Ndewo, Mazi. For us to continue a starting point, because I wanted to preach or do a submission titled National Identity, but I don't think it's going to be today. It's not going to be today, because I need to preach that gospel honestly. National identity. You know, they tell you NIN, N-I-N, National Identification Number. For people, for many of us, or many Nigerians, or most Nigerians don't understand what national identity really means or signifies. And that is why I'm going to defy it to another day, maybe tomorrow or next. That is it. Because Mazi just said, something happened to us. You know the way scientists used to modify vegetables, the chromosomes of vegetables, the genes of vegetables, and they modify it the way they want. If it is, for example, a melon that doesn't bring up the fruit is not big, it becomes very big. Genetically modified foods, that is what happened to us. They modified our nomenclature. They modified our genes. They try to create us the way they want us to be. That is the problem we are having today. Biafrans in particular, Black Africans in general. That is the situation. We must understand what this national identity is. They impose on us an identity. Britain imposed on us a foreign identity to us. And we are fighting to live like the identity they put us into. It is highly absurd. Our leader What I am trying to say here is to reiterate what our leader has been preaching. A foreigner came from far land, thousands of kilometers, and came and gathered and said, you, from today you are all Nigerians. And you see people, human beings, gallivanting and accepting that artificial imposition. It is an insult to our humanness. It's a very big insult. When you calm down without sentiment and check all these things, reason it, think about it critically, I'm telling you, you see that, they push us, they made us half human, subhuman. I'm telling you honestly. They impose, something that is foreign on us. And here we are, people are defending it without shame. It is very sad. As Mazi said, that is why you see a Biafran, we watch nothing. You see our women today it's an epitome of what they call wrong girls. Ashawo. Holy people. Holy. My father, he used to tell me, say, do you know before the war? And the Mazi here can confirm it. That when you go mesara one you aka. Shito ya maybe hana ganozo ya try ya touch to one Igbo ada Igbo ada Biafra Chineke kwena here that shirt he will not wash it again. All over na enye testimony. Emakwayo metro ndi aka. Today they have changed us. Nigeria imposition, Nigerian identity they have used Nigerian identity to change us into what they want us to be. Even when they look at in their movies, any place, for example, the action of Rongel, they will name Igbo name Amaka. What is your name? Amaka, Ifoma. You don't know that all these things means a lot. They are bringing us down to the lowest point. That is the reality. Mazi, I agree with you. This is what we are trying to reverse. I say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and picked the remnants of us, our remnants. Now, so that you can join it together and we go back to who we used to be. I don't know how foreigners will impose an identity onto us. And people are defending it. They impose everything on us. It is not that, I used to say it, had it been that Britain is still living, British people are on ground like in South Africa, it would have been more palatable, I'm telling you. It would have been at least it would have been more palatable because, at least they would be there feeling the sun, the rain, everything. At least. We know that, who are these people that did they say, look at them, they are with us here. Just like in South Africa. It would have been more palatable. But these people came and created chaos. Try to change our nomenclature. And went back, and from far they are controlling us, controlling the imposition. I listened to what that midget, the former British High Commissioner, what he was saying, praising Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. That Nigeria is their toy. Praising Nigeria, democracy, the largest democracy, no matter the shortcomings, but they are going there. They have to praise you because they are trying to create something, an identity, which is foreign to us. That is what we are suffering. I'm telling you. I will preach this gospel, but it will be another day. The submission, national identity. Therefore, Let me just read this news headline before bringing Mazi into the conversation. I think it's today's news. Yes, 26th April 2023. Terrorists abduct 29 residents in Nigeria capital city, Abuja, in mass midnight attack. Are you seeing it? What is going on? Terrorists in Abuja. This is not the first. This is not the second. It has been ongoing, but it's not receiving the type of media brouhaha noise that it should. All that matters to people they are talking about is insecurity in the southeast. Oh, IPOB. Oh, this and that. Insecurity in the southeast. It is very highly absurd that in the capital city, terrorists are walking, are kidnapping people, killing people in the Nigeria capital city of Abuja. And people are walking as if everything is normal. You know, I used to call Nigerians dead body. Stone dead. They are stone dead. There is nothing you can do to revive them. As long as he never suffer as a victim, direct. And the worst part of it is that when the thing happens to him, he might not live to tell the story or to learn. Nigerians are zombies, dead bodies. I will never forget that Yoruba woman, I think it was either 2020 or 2021, that was kidnapped, that lives in Canada with the family. They just came to Nigeria. They were kidnapped. She, her daughter, and her husband. And she was raped together with her daughter in the presence of her husband. When she was finally released, the woman cannot express what happened to her. But there is something she said, because he gave a conference in Canada when she went back to Canada. He said the worst part is that Nigerians, they don't understand what is going on in Nigeria. They are zombies. When you see Nigerians in Nigeria, they are just zombies moving around. And that is true. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been shouting. And we continue it. Nigerians are not politically conscious. They are not conscious of what happens in their environment. They are just seeing just that perimeter they are. That is what has been imposed on them. You understand? A country without electricity, central electricity. Now it is voluntary. That is British manipulations and creation. They are trying to create a type of human being that will be pliable, that will be a zombie. You know, in the Nigeria case, that is the experiment they have, Nigerian experiment. I have been saying it here and I'll continue repeating it. Britain tried to create the same thing in Asia. Britain, United Kingdom. They colonized India. They created an Asian zoo, very giant zoo. They named called India. But India proved to them that they are human beings. First of all, let me ask you, and let me tell you, Indians never accepted the European Christianity. That is a known fact. It's a known fact. For people that will come to talk otherwise that, oh, this is Christianity brought us this. Now you ask, what did Christianity bring to India? India was colonized by Britain. But very smartly, they rejected British religion, European religion. They rejected it. And today they are progressing more than that zoo in Africa. Can you explain that? No, you can't. They continued in their way of life, in their natural values. Hinduism. Do you understand that? And they never worship a white man idol. That is their savior. No, they don't do it. They don't do it. That is why today India is great. Because they said no, though they were colonized. They took things that they could learn, the new things that they could learn from England, and jettison others that are not necessary for them. You understand me? The same thing happened in Japan. Although Japan was not colonized by Britain, but they tried, the Europeans tried to do that. Japan forced them to stand still. And refused their religion, European religion. They refused it in total. Any Japanese that time, that 16th, 17th century, that tried to accept Christianity, they not only killing him, they killed the person and burned the whole family. They killed the whole family members. You might be hearing it and say, no, this is too much. No, the resultant effect is what you are seeing today in Japan. Progress. Do you understand that? Progress is what you are seeing today in Japan. They worked for it. They refused to accept what for the manipulation of foreigners. But in our own, everything was accepted in total. To the extent today, you see people defending Nigeria, people defending European religion, people defend, that it is the only way. When you look at it, you say, Chineke. Biafra is our religion. It remains our religion. Do you understand me? Do you know that? Do you know why Fulani is on top? Let me tell you. One of the main reasons they are favored by Britain, because they rejected European religion. Do you understand that? Let me say it again. Fulani today, they are on top. Britain gave them the hegemony. Yes, that is true. One of the main reasons is because Fulani rejected European religion, saying, no, we cannot accept, leave us. We cannot accept this religion. And they maintained the Arabic religion. They have been there for many years, many centuries, if not millennium. You understand? But you that answer fire, when they say jump up, you jump, you say how high? You start wearing tie in for 40 degrees Celsius heat, just for you to resemble your slave masters. Where are you today? Where is your position? It's a question, a rhetorical question that you need to answer by yourself, by thinking deeply. So, after all, the Europeans, they respect when you fight them to stand still. The garbage they bring, you say no. You learn, no tradition is perfect. It pains me a lot when people will be coming out to talk about, our tradition was doing bad, this was doing, and they are bringing up things that even propaganda that was used against our tradition. Let me tell you, whether it's true or false, that during the olden days, people did this, kill human beings. Let me tell you, go and study the European, civilization or tradition, ancient tradition, how they behaved. Europeans, they were cannibals. They ate. Do you know Germans kill children? Thousands of children. You know that? In order to rid themselves of those type of children. Do you know that? No, you don't know. But you never hear Europeans come and start saying, no, our tradition. No tradition is perfect. Tradition is, you learn. You learn from this tradition, take something good from it, and say, human beings evolve. Is evolution, continuous evolution. Human beings evolve. There are things you are doing as a people, but because you never meet with the other traditions or other cultures, you thought that it is the best. But when you meet other cultures, you will see how stupid that action is. And now you come back, you say, look, let us get rid of this. The same way others learn from you. So it pains me a lot when people start talking about how they were killing too. Who tell you that? That is life from the pit of hell. People that are spreading this propaganda, they killed millions of people all over the world. But when talking about their tribe, they don't talk about it. They hide it. And they respect their ancestors. But you see brainwashed people. When our brainwashed brothers, when you see them, hear them talking, you will bow. You say, my God, what is this? This is the product Britain wants. You understand me? But India, first of all, rejected British tradition. They rejected it. Number one, before independence, they reshuffled themselves. They didn't want to be what the Europeans wanted them to be. They said, no, this thing you call India, we are Indians, yes. But it is not your definition of us. Who is an Indian? They, by themselves, they defined India. And that definition, it cost, is not a small thing, no. It cost death. No revolution comes with a joy. Let me tell you. Every revolution, all revolutions comes with blood. Do you understand that? If you want to be at peace all the years of your life as a people, prepare to remain slaves. Prepare to remain slaves all the year of your life. All your generations. Prepare to remain slaves. But if you want to change things, changing of things, it doesn't, look at even a child, a baby that is born without teeth. As time goes on, within some months, you start growing teeth. Is it a funny thing? Is it funny to him? It pains him because he's trying to adapt, trying to evolve into complete human. If a baby stays right from day one, the 1 year without growing a teeth, and the baby is happy, he's always joyful, happy, he's not sick, but no teeth. How will you call it? Is it not a defect? Are you not going to start being worried as a parent and say, no, this baby is not developing? But they will tell you, but he's happy, he's eating, he's okay. But say, but no teeth. It's not normal. They will tell you, but teeth comes with pain. You say, no, that pain is normal thing. But the baby needs to grow teeth. It doesn't matter how painful. No problem. He's going to be sick. No problem. Do you see? That is how revolutions occur. In order to change the status quo, there must be pain. Pain will be there. Pain. Go and study the French Revolution. Go and study the European Revolution, the era of awakening. Study it, not reading it. Study them very well. You will understand what I'm saying. Because when you want to live in peace, always in peace as a people, you become the victim of that peace. And that is what we are meant to be in Nigeria. Always we are lamenting. Because we are the victims of the peace. We are the sacrificial lambs to that peace. That is what Nnamdi he did it on us. And we are now saying no to this, to being sacrificial lambs in Nigeria. In Nigeria setting. That foreign imposition. Terrorists abduct 29 residents in the Nigeria capital city, Abuja, in mass midnight attack. They are taking over everywhere. Terrorists. These are Fulani terrorists. Do you understand? How do you think that 29 is 29? Maybe when they say 29, add another 0, 290 maybe. Because this is the official version. Official version. How can 29 people be abducted in a capital city and you tell me that everything is okay? You are telling me that all is okay. You are living in your safe zone and saying that no, here no problem. No, here no, because you are demented. I'm telling you honestly. You are demented. Terrorists, Fulani terrorists are on the rampage. Because they have seen that Nigerians are zombies. They have tested many things and saw that no reaction. So they are in charge. They are in charge. The idea they are using, the Nigeria setting, I've been saying this, that the hatred of Igbos is the black spot with which the Fulani Caliphate is using in order to conquer every other indigenous population in Nigeria. This thing now, when they talk, people talk about it, terrorists are in Abuja. They tell you, no, it's in the south, it's in the southeast. It's Biafra, IPOB is in the southeast, please. Don't worry about Abuja, even if all of you are slaughtered, no problem. But to focus your attention on Biafra people, do you want them to go? Do you want them? Everybody will say, as long as it is Biafra. I beg, we don't want them. Let us be slaughtered here in Abuja, no problem. But Biafra, we will counter you. That is what the Caliphate has successfully done in the mindset of Nigerians. I'm telling you. So it's very sad. But we must continue. Now, another news headline. Ex-Ohaneze Ndigbo National Publicity Secretary, Ibebu, calls for extension of Buhari's administration. It doesn't matter any guys. He's an Igbo man. Ex-Ohaneze Ndigbo National Publicity Secretary. Today you have Iwanya was the very grand saboteur. Working against our interest. And one time, if Ike Nwachukwu is still alive, you will see he will become Ohaneze Ndigbo chieftain. He will become one day. He will become the chairman of Ohaneze Ndigbo. Ike Nwachukwu. These are people that are imposed on us. Since after the war, we are no more. These are the weapons they use in order to change our nomenclature. You understand? So that we start seeing sabotage, Igbo sabotage, as a means of livelihood. No ebano. You understand? So, Mazi, please, I would like you to come in here. How do you, when you see this type of thing, Ex-Ohaneze Ndigbo National Publicity Secretary calling for extension of Buhari's administration, and you see, you know, Nigerian politicians of Igbo extraction, you see that all the India cannot understand. None is there to defend our collective interests. Please, I want to ask you. You saw the war. You were there before the war. You saw the then Nigeria. How do you see the politicians then and now? Please, can you make comparison now about what you are seeing now? Please, Mazi, go on, please.
Mazi, thank you. Fellow Biafrans, I wish all of you would be listening, those who are capable of listening this evening, because I know not all of you will be listening. Great things happen to us. Every day, I keep walking on the road. I keep thinking, cracking my brain. Why did we end up this way? From 1959, when I started knowing something about politics, till 1960, we celebrated independence, and then going on and on, before I begin to look into the politics in general, because as a teenager, let me put it that way, as a teenager, I was not all that into politics. I was kind of not all that conscious of politics. But one thing that baffles me was election of 1963. That election was a great awakening to me. I was in the front of our house in Itui Corruption. I saw about 300 or 400 people with palm leaf in their hand. They were singing in group, campaigning for Awolowo, not Zik. They were campaigning for Awolowo, not Zik. great Zik of Africa, the so-called Zik of Africa. Those who call him Zik of Africa made a serious mistake. Because if you call him Zik of Africa, what do you call Nkrumah? What do you call Julius Nyerere? What do you call Jomo Kenyatta? What do you call the man that formed the OAU? Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. Yes, Haile Selassie. What do you call him? And so, that song that day, I heard them singing. Amayom disin sunday yobo, okiko baibok. Amayom disin sunday yobo, okiko. Hey, amayom disin sunday yobo, okiko baibo. Amayom dis. This group of men and women, we are singing. What did that say? That music says electionary campaign music. They were singing in group, hitting the palm leaf on the ground. They were campaigning for Awolowo. They say if you want to vote, vote for the symbol of palm leaf, which is AG, so that the medicine of Okiko, that is Okiko, because Efik also call it Okiko. It's the same thing, to show you we are the same thing. Nothing different. So that the medicine of Okiko will die. That is NCNC will die. That was the day I began to have political awakening. I begin to ask questions. 1963. I begin to ask serious questions. I become involved into politics. I ask the meaning. Why? Who is Awolowo? Awolowo is from Yoruba. What happened to Azikiwe? The issue of Eyoita coming to play. The Awolowo and AG have taken advantage of the inordinate ambition of Azikiwe to remove Eyoita and to make himself to have a political base in the East, which he has forgotten for so many years. In fact, he came back from America. He didn't land at Onitsha, his hometown. He landed at Ghana. From Ghana, he began to visit Lagos. And from there was a manipulation. Of course, you know, in politics, so many things happens in politics. There is elimination series in politics. Eliminate this one and replace with this one. So the death of Herbert Macaulay, unfortunate death of Herbert Macaulay, who knows who must have been behind the death of Herbert Macaulay, gave Zeke a standing point in politics. So he now become NCNC chairman. And from there, he have his political standpoint. And so, this is what happened from Azikiwe mistake of removing one of our brother, a professor then. We now lose our brother within the riverine axis. And that culminated into the problem we're having today. Now, our politicians then, most of them, greater number of them are charlatans. Greater number of them have been bewitched by religion, Western religion. Bewitched, when I say bewitched, yes, because they don't even know what was happening to them when they adopted European religion. They don't even know what was happening to them. They don't know. There is also witchcraft in religion they brought to us. They never know. I'm telling you, honestly, there is witchcraft in religion they brought to us. That thing you see, they call Holy Communion. Today, I want you to understand, it is witchcraft in disguise. They formulated that thing, they tell you it is Holy Communion. Through that means, they gave it to you, they steal your soul, and then they enter into you, begin to manipulate you. Anytime they want you, they wear you like clothes and begin to use you for their own political well-being. I want every Biafran that is listening to me this night, I'm making a very powerful information and a statement to you, for you to understand. Because we have suffered enough, and we don't know where our problem is coming. But Chukwokike have revealed to me how they roll, and what happened to us, how they tactfully use spiritual means to enslave us spiritually, so that we all and all our politicians become like a cloth. Anytime they want, they wear us and keep doing whatever thing they want to do with us. You think you are an Igbo man, you are going into politics, but you are doing another thing altogether. So this is one of the things why they brought religion to us. They brought all those things you don't even know. They tell you Christ told them that there was Passover, and the 12 disciples gathered, and they do this. They said, "This is the blood of my blood. This is the cup of my cup, my body of my body." Where do you find such a thing in Israel? The tradition of
Mazi, sorry, before you digress more, let me ask you, let me also just rechannel back. Why is it that Igbo politicians, right from onset, they made the bad policies or bad decisions that concerns us as a people? How do I mean? You can also remember that the person that helped Frederick Lugard to concoct that Nigeria, to impose that Nigeria, is Azikiwe's father. That is a historical fact, yes. Yes. So he is the person that convinced through normal Igbo smartness, convinced some chiefs or all the chiefs to sign something they didn't know. I think it's only Obong of Calabar or something of Bonny that challenged Obed and said, "No, Ezekiel, I cannot sign this. What is written? Read it for me. Let me hear before I sign anything." When somebody is interpreting for you or translating for you, he can twist anything he wants. Today, we all see that when it came to the caliphate, the Fulani, the Ahmad Bello, they were hell-bent on protecting their own people, their own zone. But the Igbo politicians, right from onset, we are hell-bent on forming Nigeria and being Nigeria. That is why they give us Nigeria as an identity. This is why I'm going to make this submission, national identity, another time. They seldom, they hardly talk about our Igbo-ness or Biafra-ness. Never. Right from time, every Igbo politician, Nigerian politician of Igbo extraction, starting from Obed Azikiwe, Obededom, all they talk about our identity is Nigeria. Does it mean that our people, we don't sometimes I reason it, I say, which means our people, we don't understand politics. Is it primitivity? Okay, look at what Azikiwe did when he came back to Enugu. Don't you think that people should have resisted him and said, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Instead, the people will come out on this. He said, no, 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 no. You should never remove a tie has been. He is our brother. So go, but because of sentiment, we are sentimental animals. They said, no, without calculating what this thing will cost in the future. All that matters to them is to gain this thing now. Is still playing today in the political arena. Igbo politicians, they are the worst politicians, the political class. So, please, if you are talking, go into that context also. Let us see here. Please go on, Mazi, go on.
Okay. Reason why I mention certain things that people do ignorantly without knowing the consequence of it is because it takes two to tango. When Britain came, they first and foremost begin to study us. They study us for so many years before they begin to implement the idea of conquest. And the idea of conquest starts from spiritual conquest. They brought about the baptism. They baptize you. They give you a name of the ancestors. And then they tell you, you have now baptized. They now give you what they call Holy Communion. And you look at it, you call it Holy Communion. You never know why they give you the Holy Communion and give you the name of the ancestor. Through that Holy Communion, the witchcraft, and when I say witchcraft, have been inserted into your mouth, and you swallow it thinking you are taking something. You have been initiated, your spirit have been taken over, they now begin to control you. And it happened mostly on our people. Go and check it, the name Obed, Benjamin, Michael, name them, all of them. All the whole army officers of Igbo extraction and Eastern Nigeria extraction that was slaughtered by Obasanjo, Gowon, Danjuma, and the rest of army officers from the north and west were all bearing Christian name. Go and check their name. Go and just check their name. Google and check their name. They are all bearing. That means all of them have been baptized, given ancestral name of Europeans. That is number one. They have changed you, changed everything about you, begin to use you, and they use you as a sacrificial lamb. They use you when the time comes, they kill you and remove you because they have an agenda. That agenda is how to conquer you. Today, the Igbo politicians are so useless that anybody who trusts an Igbo politician, anybody who goes into politics in Igbo land, and you, as a freedom fighter, have a trust on him, you are a fool. Because he will always disappoint you. He is governor, he is anything, he is way under Nigerian constitution, he is working for Britain because as far as Nigeria is concerned, that name was created by Britain for their own economical interests, and they don't want anybody to change it. Any attempt to change it will be met with serious destruction. Just like Thomas Sankara died by changing from Upper Volta to the land of upright men, that is Burkina Faso. They slaughtered him because that have removed the power of attorney. That power of attorney which they used in owning it from Berlin Conference of 1884-1885. That power of attorney is no more there. That is their property. You have changed the name of their property, so it no more belongs to them. So, if a politician, hello? Okay. All the whole politicians you see in Igbo land are all working for Britain, and all of them have soiled their hand. You can't trust any of them. You don't just trust any of them. Look at somebody like Zeke. Mr. Harold Smith says, during the years of Zeke gallivanting, to form a political party and to go into election, that the intelligence agency of Britain have been following him around. All the posts, all the letters, all the telephone calls, they tap it, they know what you are doing. They know how much you are collecting. They know he set up a bank, ACB Bank. I hope that interview is a very big testimony for anybody who cares to know this thing I'm saying tonight. They are everywhere. So they know areas they will use in blackmailing him. And so you can be blackmailed, and if you go that area, if anything happens, this is what we use in blackmail, so that person will just calm down. So at the end of the day, 99.9% of Igbo politicians were all soiled their hand in the red oil, and then they are easily being blackmailed. That is why they are working for one Nigeria that will consume them eventually. Are you surprised that P2B is working for Britain? P2B and the Chinedu are in the same shoe. You may be surprised this night. P2B knows very well that he will not win the election because the election will eventually be rigged against him. But he is going there to be able to destroy the movement of IPOB, which in some way, in somehow, he succeeded a little bit because all the gullibles you see that they are calling themselves obedient, are all people that were shouting Biafra, Biafra, Biafra restoration. Greater number of them are now talking about obedience, and they are all disappointed. While P2B has been invited to come for the inauguration, so to tell you, they know what they are doing. They are all criminals in one line, trying to work for their own interest. Don't trust any Igbo politician. That is why we need to put more effort in getting Biafra, because Biafra restoration has an international conspiracy against it, because the whole world is benefiting from Biafra land and from Nigeria created by Britain, because all of them comes to steal there. You know, before 1960 handover to civilian administration of what do you call it, to Tafawa Balewa, that Nigeria used to have newsprint. We print our paper. We have our industry that produce newsprint. It's called. In those days in Calabar, in Itu, and all the rest of area, you have melina trees scattered all over. Melina tree, that is what you cut down, you use it, put it in machine, and the machine will break it down and pieces it, and you have paper, printing paper. You know that Okwi book was sold to India, and the Indian bought that Okwi book paper mill. They never printed any paper there. They just close it there, and then go to India, and then build the same melina there and continue to produce this particular paper, both newsprint, art paper, bond paper, and then they shipping it to Nigeria and we are buying it. Yet we have biggest acre of land that contains this melina tree, and we have the factory that produces newsprint. So this is how much we have been sabotaged by this same Britain, because each time I'm talking, I said they gave me opportunity in 1981. I'm coming to tell average Biafrans who cares to listen. Our major problem is that Britain doesn't want to let Nigeria split. Even if we all will die, they don't care. They don't want Nigeria to split. That is why they have labored all over the world, bribe every nook and corners of the world. If you say Biafra, they begin to look at you. This man want to spoil where we are eating. So the whole world now becomes beneficiary into Nigeria. That is our problem. And our Igbo brothers, whom we call our politicians, are the worst. You can't trust them. Whom do you trust? Look at the yesterday, what do you call him? Nyangodo, the man that went to congratulate Yesomwike for killing Biafran, to killing his fellow Igbo man, Igbo boys, Igbo youths, Igbo, burning their markets and every other thing. I saw him during that time. He led a delegation to Port Harcourt to go and sing Wike, when he was chairman of Ohanese. He went there to congratulate Wike for killing his people. So these are the type of people. And then this man again is now talking about the burning of markets of Ndibo at Lagos because it is now Yoruba. He wants to instigate Yoruba. We need to have peace with Yoruba. Let me tell you, we need to have peace. You remember when our leader was around, he had been hammering it, that this particular problem between us and Yoruba is caused by Britain.
It's artificial. It's artificial. It is artificial.
It's artificial. It is artificial. And now they have brought it again. They have even tightened the hatred again by this particular Obi of a thing. Obi is a distractor. He was just put in there to create this enmity. Obi knows he will never win the president because election is rigged. If you cannot rig election, you can never be anything. Every election is rigged.
In Nigeria, yes.
Even in overseas, it is rigged. There is deep state. There is deep state. The thing they call deep state. People that determine who will be there in the office. Have you forgotten Emmanuel Macron and that lady? What do you call the lady?
Yes,
that was contesting that
Marie Le Pen.
Yeah, Marine Le Pen. Thank you very much. Marine Le Pen was so popular, but it was rigged in favor of Emmanuel Macron. You understand me? Election must be rigged. Forget that rigging. Is it Igbo name? Rigging is not Igbo language. It is rigging. So you have to rig. The first election in Nigeria, Britain rigged it in favor of the North. So what matters to Britain is their interest. They don't care about your life. Your useless life can go to hell. They don't care as long as their interest is protected. So our major problem, which we have to tackle, is how do we engage in this particular fight for freedom? If we cannot if we don't have the courage to use our mouth, pick up shit, and then split it on somebody's body, I don't think we would be able to go anywhere, because what is happening is that the more we beg, the more we talk, the more we say everything, they keep on looking at our weakness because they are not seeing any reality on the ground. They need to see reality on the ground. We don't need to kill anybody, but there are little things that matters we can do, and they will begin to respect us. Not on Sunday you go there and they put nonsense inside your mouth. You eat, you come here, you tell me you are fighting for freedom. You are not ready. Because what have you taken in your mouth? That thing will weaken you. The person that put that thing in their mouth telling you it's a holy communion have taken over your soul. He will manipulate you, make you to make wrong decisions. This is my own opinion. Our people have been bewitched by this. Remember the meaning of Boko Haram. I want to tell you, Boko Haram is the same thing we are talking. The same thing the Indians says. The same thing Japan says. That Western way of life, Western book, Boko is book. Boko, Western book. Call it Bible, call it anything written by them, is haram. Haram is evil. Indian says that Western education, Western religion is haram. And they rejected it. Igbo man who is worshipping God directly, he's not even worshipping God. He is doing the will of God, because every other day he communicates with God before he leaves his house. Remove himself from his God and embrace something that is so strange to him. And He goes into it, they bewitch him. Change his name. Call his name Michael. Call his name Stephen. Call his name William. Call his name some name you don't even know. For example, when you answer William, you are answering the great father of English people. His name is William. The man that led outing from Saxon to France. He led outing with the entire people of his own people. They led outing. He led outing from Saxon. The name is William. And when they came to France, the king of France prevented them because they don't know if they are coming for war. They said, no, we are not coming for war. We want to cross to the other side of the ocean, of the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, of the channel. So they allowed them to stay between France area until they get prepared. But before then, William himself died there. When he died, his son took over. When finally they fortified themselves, they moved through that channel. That is why you have that English channel. That's to remember to you the way they moved to go and attack the indigenous people living in that place they are occupying today. They were not originally from that particular land they found themselves today. It was led by William, the junior William, Prince William. The original William that led the outing from Saxon died in France. And then the son, now who is a prince now, took over and led the people successfully to go and attack the people living in that particular place. Because I read everything. I didn't come to Europe to make money. I didn't go to Europe to make money. Because already, when my father was dying, I was there. I'm not the first son. I'm not the second son. But I was there when he was dying. A very rich man like that. He died of hunger. And he died in somebody's house.
Really?
Yes, he died in somebody's house. Because he built mansion at Calabar. But when he come home, he didn't have any house in the village. So he died in somebody's house.
Mazi, okay, please pause there. Now, this thing you said now, because we always say that all these characters we have, most of it starts after the war. But here you are making this insinuation that look, your father, who is very rich, who migrated to Calabar, although Calabar is part of Biafra land, yes. But he didn't have a normal house in the village. But he has everything in that place. Which means all these things didn't start, right from after the war. All these things, Igbo men are free people. They go back home anywhere they are. I could remember my father lost his house in Port Harcourt. Although when he said he built the house he built in our land by emergency, when his own father, that is my grandfather, died before the war.
Yeah.
So he built it by emergency. You know, that time on na Pitakwa. Pitakwa that time. You know? So which means this character, it is not something that started today. I'm just taking from what you are saying now. Can you explain a bit more? Your father has all these riches, but if he forgot to build it, is it? What does it mean? Please go on, please.
Now let me make some revelation, because when I say my father died, I want to say this thing for many people to understand that in Igbo culture, the first son supposed to be around whenever your father is sick, so that when he dies, he passes over to you. Now, when I was there, I was at the backyard, and they called me. They said our father is dead. So I came outside. I saw my father in the bed. They have already tied him out. I shouted to the top of my voice. I called his name. He woke up again and answered me, and look at me, shed tears, and die back and die again. So when he died, what I now discovered was by 1970, he entered inside me and began to use me to recover all his wealth. By 1970.
Mazi, can you explain more, please? Go on, please.
I want to say something this evening, very important. He entered inside me. By 1970, I opened laundry in Army Barrack. I started making money. By 1978, I have built a house, that house my father supposed to have built in the village. I have gone to part of his portion of land where he, and I built a very big house there. By 1978. I don't even know when I'm doing this. All the 12 children he has, I have given them, all of them, education. I don't even know what I was doing. By 1982 again, by 1982 again, I built another house again. In the same village again. Apart from that one I did. By 1985, 86, I went to town, I continued building houses here and there. I don't even know what I was doing. One day, one of my brother came to visit me. He came to where I'm living. He saw a mansion. He said, brother, now I can know that, that means our father, the wealth of our father was transferred to you. That is what my brother said. I was shocked. I began to reason. That my same brother, I bought a big shop for him. I give him free of charge. All of them. I don't even know what I was doing. So to tell you, my father entered into me and recovered all that wealth. And all this wealth are in Igbo land. They are no more in Calabar. I only visited Calabar in 1979. I visited Calabar with 185. I drove that 185 with one of my senior brother. Visited that place. A Nigerian bomber fighters have thrown bomb there. The house have collapsed. Another person have built a different house there, that right there. So we didn't care to begin to inquire anything. So we come back home. So this is that my father has a reason of going there. It was not by accident. Something happened before he left there. And then because he was so prominent, he wanted to stay back there. The Biafran military were coming to our house as a prominent man he is. So there is no way of escaping because he wanted to go to the farm settlement and stay there. But they prevented him. They asked him to leave. They asked him to live with the children. In fact, I was the first person to leave all of them and go home and stay at home. Even though we don't have house there, I go to the sister and I stay with the sister before they came back home. So what I'm trying to say in effect is that the issue of our people going outside to build houses, we are good people. People are good, nice people. I must be honest with you. We are nice people. We are nice people. But Britain is using our niceness to make us look like fools. Because they don't want people like us who would prevent them from owning Nigeria. Because they know, for example, they allow 1959 constitution to last for only 16. And they overthrow the government. And then they brought in unitary government through Agui-Ironsi, and then they fought a war, destroyed everything. After 3 years, the war ended. They allowed Gowon to serve for another 5 years. They overthrew him, put what do you call this man? Murtala Mohammed, and Murtala Mohammed did so many things he did. Then overthrow him again, put Obasanjo hand over to civilian. When Shehu Shagari was trying to tell Ekwueme how to develop Igbo land so that the people that are running away should come back home and say, they look at Shehu Shagari and say, smart, if you begin to build port in Onitsha now, what will happen to Lagos? Obasanjo was instrumental. Remember, Obasanjo handed over to Shehu Shagari. It's the same Obasanjo that colluded with the rest of military and overthrew Shehu Shagari.
Mazi, please, hold on there. Let me come in. And so that you will also redirection of the talk. You know, in every of your statements, Obasanjo comes out also as one of the worst people, you know, which is you're right. But today, the same Obasanjo is who many of our people are hailing as a savior. Because he can come and pep talk, and people will cheer. So, this is a highly controversy. And I cannot call it ignorance. No, because ignorance is something that, lack of knowledge, you don't know. When you don't know something, you don't know. But it is high stupidity. Now, this Obasanjo, you have been talking about Obasanjo, of how everything. Please, I want you to go into more details about this Obasanjo. What really, how do you perceive, or how do you see that he really contributed to our demise as a people? Please go on.
Okay. Fellow Biafrans, I want you to listen very carefully. Obasanjo participated in the coup of 15 January. Obasanjo was there. He participated. Obasanjo participated in killing of Igbo army officers. Obasanjo participated in the war. When the war erupted, Benjamin Adekunle was sent to 3rd Marine Command at Port Harcourt area. When he was not doing something tangible, they removed him and then put Obasanjo there. And Obasanjo had been a good servant to Britain. God knows exactly what happened within him and Britain. But one thing I observe in him is that when he became head of state, because remember, he was part of the instrument that killed, what do you call him? Murtala Mohammed. He participated in the coup that killed Murtala Mohammed. Because he was used. Because Murtala Mohammed changed British petroleum to African petroleum. It was Murtala Mohammed that did it. And it did not go well in Britain. He changed, before it was BP. He changed it to AP. It was Murtala Mohammed that did it. He did so many things which Britain did not like it. Did not like. Because I said before, forgive me if I make a mistake in this English satanic language. As far as I'm concerned, that language is satanic. But let us begin to manipulate it to get our freedom. Doesn't matter. When we finally get our freedom, we will begin to develop our own language. And when we develop our language, we'll be speaking our language the way it's supposed to be. Because we have helped them to that language. And then everybody is speaking, not knowing that language is doing even more harm to us than good. Now, this Obasanjo you see here, at Taliban thing, it is because they removed history from Nigeria school curriculum. That makes it the younger generation doesn't know that Obasanjo killed Igbo people killed the Biafrans more than every other army officer put together. That the same treatment we should be making to, what do you call him, Gowon, should be meted to Obasanjo. Obasanjo have through P2B entered Igbo land and begin to talk nonsense. The other time, Soludo called him for 1 year anniversary. that he has made 1 year in office. I don't know why somebody people to be celebrating 1 year and you don't have anything to show for that 1 year. And you gather a whole lot of people, begin to make speech, begin to talk nonsense. And then Obasanjo came there with Iwanyangu. And they begin to talk. He made reference to Iwanyangu, that Iwanyangu said something, that Biafra died 52 years ago, and he is confirming it there, and all the nonsense he was talking. And he was allowed to go out from there free of charge. It is very insulting for us to have allowed Obasanjo to come to Igbo land, haven't killed us, haven't not made any apology. He entered through P2B to come and begin to insult us.
Please, can you flash back? What do you think or do you know about the relationship between Obasanjo and P2B, even when P2B was a governor, and when I think it was during Obasanjo's regime that P2B was a governor, if I'm not mistaken? Am I? Please,
yes.
Their relationship. Yes. Anything you know about them, their relationship, please go on.
You know, when the election that brought in Obasanjo to office, it was an election between Olufalaye and Obasanjo. But the military, who decided to annul the election of Abiola, decided to compensate the Yorubas for the death of Abiola, and then they asked the two men to contest, just for contesting sake. Already, election result had been prepared. Obasanjo was announced the winner. He became president. Olufalaye went straight away to come, because I voted for Olufalaye, because Obasanjo was called for television debate. He didn't go there. It was called monologue. Olufalaye debated alone. And then we trusted him, we voted for him, and he won the election. But he was rigged out under normal circumstances. Nigeria, any election must be rigged, because the candidate that the world government wants is the one they want to put in place, the person that can serve their interests. So they put Obasanjo there. Immediately Obasanjo gets in there, Obasanjo begins to sell the mandate, because it wasn't at the onset that P2B came in. I think it was second time P2B came in there. Can't remember exactly, but I think yes. P2B, the mandate that gave P2B was stolen by Obasanjo, sold to Esere Noga. Obasanjo sold that mandate to Esere Noga, and Esere Noga paid upfront to Obasanjo, because Obasanjo was very, very poor when he was made president. He couldn't manage Otafam. Remember how he come with Otafam? Obasanjo, when he was head of state, he brought a program that is called Operation Feed the Nation. Operation Feed the Nation. Under Operation Feed the Nation, Obasanjo promulgated a decree of land use decree. From there, government can now take a land and begin to build farm. So to start from his own side, he took up a farm through land use decree to make it a very big, large farm. And so, Shagari, then the British government, who is controlling Nigeria, with some military, they say, okay, that very particular farm, since you have successfully handed over to civilian, it now belongs to you. That is how he owned that very particular farm. Now, the mandate that people will be supposed to have enjoyed was sold to Esere Noga, and Esere Noga got that mandate and then pay upfront payment to Obasanjo. Then for Obasanjo to protect it to whoever that would be sold it to, then it was given to Ngige. Ngige accepted to become the governor under certain agreement that the Commissioner of Finance and Commissioner of Works should be given to Esere Noga and some other big offices.
Godfathers.
Yes. So Ngige accepted it. When Ngige accepted it, Ngige cannot abide by that particular agreement. So he went to Obasanjo, complained to him. Look, I don't know what this guy is doing. Obasanjo called Ngige. Remember that Ngige is an Anglican man. And then he called on him, said, what are you doing? Young man, politics is not about playing this way. You cannot be honest. Well, I will deal with you. Ngige was having that stubbornness in him because he wanted to develop Anambra State. He really wanted to develop Anambra State because by then, Anambra doesn't have any road. There is no passageway. Uguta Road, Sixth Avenue, Mpo Old Road, Newi, every other nook and corner, everywhere was pothole. Mpo Uno, Mpo Express, everywhere. Oka, there is no road in Anambra State. So he was interested, but if I give Commissioner of Works to this man, and then he uses the money for me to, because he paid money to Obasanjo. No. Obasanjo stood the money meant for Anambra State, the revenue allocation to Ngige. He didn't give it to Ngige. Ngige now decided to use eternally generated revenue to begin to build all the roads in Anambra State. That man was wonderful. He made us to understand that Anambra can build a city like Dubai from the internally generated revenue. Ngige did it. So while Ngige was doing this, he didn't concur again with Esere Noga. Then he went to Obasanjo. Obasanjo said, no, we have to deal with him. They removed his police security. Removed the entire police security from him.
Ngige's police security, right? As a governor.
Obasanjo removed it from him. So immediately they removed it from him. The first thing that happened was Ngige was kidnapped. Ngige was the first governor to be kidnapped. I want you people, whoever that is listening to me, to write this thing down. Hey, if you can record it, record it. Nobody had told you this thing before. Ngige was kidnapped. And entire people begin to shout and shout and shout and shout. How can you kidnap a governor? He was again released. When he was already in security, he went to Umuahia to go and meet Ojuzo Kalu. Ojuzo Kalu tell him, if you want to serve in that state and successfully do your tenure, you have to go to Uwazurike so that he will rent you muscle boys, which you have to use in protecting yourself. Ngige accepted. He went to Uwazurike. Uwazurike rented to him, I think, 5,000 men. 5,000 men. He rented to Ngige. This thing I'm saying, I am not exaggerating anything. I'm telling you, the people of Biafra today, exactly what happened in Anambra State. It is on record. Many people have forgotten. I am not 10 minutes or 15 minutes or this thing. I keep memory, even memory of 70 years ago, I keep them. When I'm speaking about the memory I have 70 years ago, I keep it, I will tell you accurately. I even seeing the face of people I have something to do 70 years ago. I see their face while I'm talking. Now, Ngige now brought this man with the agreement of paying them 10 million every month for their services. And they were giving Ngige the protection he needed. While this thing was on, Ngige doesn't again need anything like police. But Wazirike was eating this money without giving anything to these boys. And these boys were now scavenging everywhere. They camped some of them at Omambala River, camped some of them at Ketako, camped some of them at Rojeni, camped some of them at what do you call this place? Ibaria area, some of them at Oka area, across Anambra as a whole. They camped all of them there. They were now giving security to Anambra. And then these boys now took over the security of entire place, begin to exaggerate the whole thing. So while this was on, there was serious security in Anambra State, to be honest with you. Now, when they see that Ngige is no more bothered about the police security given to them, taken away from him, SN Oga went back to Obasanjo. What do we do? Obasanjo now tell what we do, we have to review old system, the electoral voting system, which they rigged against P2B. They have to go and bring back the original document that make P2B used in winning the election, and then call P2B. P2B now went to Abuja, whatever place you call it, and they negotiated. Only God knows how much P2B paid for him to be giving back that very particular election result. So when he collected this election result, he now used it to go to court. That was the end of Ngige. They announced the original election result, which they rigged against the people, was giving back to him. There is payment, because nothing goes for nothing. You cannot be. Obasanjo knows that you cannot give you a governor, even to be a police GPO. There is money you pay. You cannot just be a police GPO in Onitsha or in a major city just like that. You pay millions of naira before you can make a DPO, talk less of governor. So he paid a lot of money before that very particular this thing was given to him. So he used that particular election result and go to court and won the election.
That's P2B now.
Yes, P2B. That P2B you see that speaks like Sarah's voice. People are deceived by that voice. They never know who is talking. Now, when he became governor, Ngige was out a little bit. Then the deputy, who is Etiaba, was there for a moment. After all said and done, Etiaba stole the little he can steal from Newi and left. P2B now entered the office as a legitimate winner of the election. When he got in, remember that already the security that was protecting Ngige are now Mossad boys filled every nook and corner of the street. In fact, they dismantled all the whole vigilante you have. You cannot call yourself a vigilante. They said they are now authentic vigilante, the authentic security in Anambra State. So they dismantle you and collect their guns from you. Now, P2B now told them, you have to leave me to govern the state. They say, how can you leave you to govern the state? Why don't you be giving us the money? They say, no, I'm not giving you any money. Leave me alone. I did not bring you people in. Please leave me alone. They say, so you mean we will be stranded? He say, if you like, be stranded, or if you don't like, just get away from Anambra State. Get away. I am not interested in using you. I swear and oath to become the governor under Nigerian Constitution. There is police there to protect me. Therefore, I cannot use you people. Of course, that is typically Igbo man friend. The money you give to them is not even your money. After all, last time he went to visit Gumi. And Gumi you went to visit told you that the northern what the terrorists are, what do you call them? Those terrorist groups you have in the north are northern
warriors.
protectors.
They are their warriors.
Yes. But you, Peter, went to visit him. But these boys, who is your brothers? You tell them, no, he cannot do anything with you.
And they didn't even try to negotiate with them.
He told them he is not negotiating anything with them. He says, you are not going, I will bring army. And then what happened? He went to Obasanjo, said, give me army. This boy said, doesn't want to leave me alone. Obasanjo said, Obasanjo told him in advance, if I bring army, you cannot control what they will do in that state. They will kill so many people. Is it not better you go and negotiate with these boys? He said, no. Obasanjo said, he went there several times. Now, what happened again was that during this time, there was something that happened in Onitsha. When Gideon Akaloka was killed in the north, you remember very well, was beheaded. There was so much feeling.
Yes.
Not Igbo people there, they acted. There was rioting. Some Igbo people were killed. Their body brought back to Onitsha. Some brought back to Aba. These Mossad boys were outraged. And they massacred not the Fulani, the Hausa people. Because even the Hausa people who were then living at Aba and Onitsha were escaping from the hardship that is caused to them by the Fulani lords, so to speak. Fulani rulership in the north. So most of them migrated down to the south. They were selling all their things. They were peaceful people. They are all peaceful people. I have not seen them at any day doing anything nasty. But when this thing happened, I don't know who instigated these Mossad boys.
No, it's a reprisal. It's normal. It's a reprisal attack. It's normal.
Okay. I'm just speaking normally the way I see the thing. So there was this reprisal attack and many Hausa people were massacred at Onitsha. And so when finally most of these boys that was massacred have their brothers in the barrack. So when Peter Obi now successfully brought in the army, Obasanjo now gave him army to come and begin to chase, because he first wanted to use police. These boys overpowered the police. They overpowered the police. Police cannot even match them. Then when this army was coming, it coincided when the Hausas were massacred in Onitsha. And what happened? Heaven let loose. The army was killing left and right and center. Any average boy they handle, you just kill you, go and bury you. There was mass killing. There was mass killing. I mean, because
this is the story. This story that led the story of Obi killing our people, dumping them in a river. Is it also?
Yes. This is exactly how the story started. You understand me? That time you don't go in the night. Once you go anywhere or towards Opiwek area, once any military, they handle you, just kill you immediately. They shoot you immediately. They don't look at your face. And most of the guys they kill was these rich boys who think that they are not part of the Mossad. They don't consider the Mossad. They consider everybody Mossad. They don't care. They massacred people. Thousands were killed. I mean, thousands. They did another reprisal over what the Mossad boys did. They massacred people. And then our leader, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu, called Peter Obi. Why are you bringing military to kill your brothers? What is happening? That did not go well with Peter Obi and Ojukwu. They started having problems. Very unfortunate. The rest is history. Ojukwu died under the watch of Peter Obi. I don't know if you know this. For during his tenure in the office, that same man that raised his hand and declared him Apuga governorship candidate, he also died. He conducted the burial and every other thing. So, but God knows exactly what happened. Because during that time, Obasanjo gave Ojukwu, there one comment he made. Obasanjo gave Ojukwu one-way ticket to come to Abuja. He was to be arrested. And the entire
I could remember.
The entire student at Enugu, what do you call that, IMT, gathered in the house of Ojukwu and said, let Obasanjo himself come down here. That there's no way Ojukwu will leave this particular place and go to Abuja. So he was given a letter. God knows exactly what they did. Maybe because after the death of Abiola, there was this Truth and Reconciliation meeting they had, where we know that there is a poison you can give to somebody. The poison that was used in killing Abiola, you remember? That Rogers, or what they call it, that man, that sharpshooter man, he said he went to American embassy to go and collect that poison that they use in poisoning Abiola. If you go and check that Truth and Reconciliation Obasanjo conducted, to see the testimony of those men, then they will now know that something is happening. Anybody they want to poison, they can easily poison him. So I also believe that Ojukwu was poisoned. And he suffered and suffered and died. Finally, he's no more. Then, this is how Peter Obi now ruled for 8 years without doing anything, virtually nothing. All he can boast of doing is abandoning Premier Brewery, going to build Hero Brewery at another site towards where you have a General Cotton Mill factory then. They have abandoned that place. That is the area towards the side of Head Bridge. Went and built that very particular beer there. Then, what again did he do? Nothing. He didn't even build a port, no housing, nothing, no road. Only that structure from Head Bridge to Zik roundabout. That's all. That double lane he built there. That is all. And you know our people, so stupid and gullible. They say, this man is more distant. They easily carried away. And so after 8 years, he spent in office, no industry, nothing was put in place, not even the so-called seaport. Ekweme collected the money and went to use it to build a motel that made him to be jailed by Buhari administration. Went there and built only a jetty. Not even to revitalize it. And you remember when Yaredua came in, Yaredua continued with the system of Shehu Shagari because these men are from Sokoto axis. You see, the Fulani of Sokoto are different from the Fulani of Daura axis. They are very different set of people. And these are civilian people. He now commissioned to dredge River Niger. He was dredging that River Niger. There were so many machines in that River Niger during the time of Yaredua. He was dredging the River Niger to get it to Lokoja so that sheep can be passing through there. And so, he made one statement that take away his life. That statement was this. That he want to abrogate land use decree. That land use decree that was made by Obasanjo, he want to remove it so that people can be able to sell their land. Since there is nothing like money coming from government to the people. Yaredua made that statement because I don't forget anything. In my house, I have 1,400 newspapers packed up to now. Newspaper. So I read newspaper from A to Z. Not that I just buy it, I look at it. No. In the night, I just put on light and read all the whole newspaper. Everything they say, who say what, I keep them. I don't sell. I don't take away the newspaper. I pack them. He's packing in my house now. 1,400 newspapers. So you can imagine that. So he made that statement. He want to abrogate land use decree so that people can be able to sell their land. Since nothing is coming from the government, immediately he made that statement. He was immediately poisoned and he died. So this is how Nigeria is being ruled. Nigeria is suffering from internal oppressors and external oppressors. Two things is confronting Nigeria. Internal interest and external interest. So that is what we are getting through. Nigeria could have been a well-developed country for a very long time, but they don't allow it. 1979 to 1983, December 29th or 30th, 4 years. They have already conducted the election that will see the next of the next administration of Shehu Shagari and Shehu Shagari, including Sambakwe. But the same man that handed over to Shehu Shagari went again and overthrew the man and then bring it in Buhari. Buhari was not competent. They don't want to show themselves. They know that Buhari is not a competent fellow. And he was pursuing war against indiscipline and all that. If you remember that thing they did that time,
yes,
there was this destruction of illegal structure all over the federation. He said it's war against this discipline. Monday sit at home. Monday or Saturday, last Saturday,
clean up.
Clean up. It was under him to show that he's working. Buhari is an empty brain, to be honest and candid. But they know, they themselves know. The same Buhari again, they brought in again, 2015. And the disaster is what we are witnessing today. So we have two problems. External interest and internal interest.
Okay, Mazi.
The internal interest will go outside and take external interest how to come in. And when they come in, they will hijack everybody and begin to pontificate who get what and who get who. Let me stop here a little bit. So you can ask.
You made the honestly startling revelations because we need to understand the politics around us. That is the reality. Otherwise, we are just like living by the day, just surviving. Not even surviving. We are just surviving. But when you understand things that are happening around you, the politics that is, or the policies and politics that is affecting your life and made you to be, because whether we like it or not, the policies being made by all these politicians is what is affecting our life, daily life. Whether we like, it doesn't matter. I'll say you be a believer in Hindu or Christianity or Islam or anything. Oh, that you believe in God. Now lie. The policies that are being made by these politicians is what is affecting our daily life. So we need to come to grips to understand it. That is why in a real democracy, the people, the people has power more than anything, because the politicians are very few, but they make policies that are affecting lives of millions of people. So what happens is this: if people are a country where people are, the population are politically conscious, they will never allow anything to go by because it affects them. It doesn't matter how mundane. They will come up in order to oppose it or to support it. Don't you see what happened in France last few months? They protested. Only bringing back, reducing retirement age from 62 years, official age of France retirement, taking it back to 64 years, only 2 years. They said no. People, the whole country stood still. People came out to protest, even devastation. They destroyed many things. Yeah, because they understand these are living people, living population, people that are alive, political. Because when you can be seen as you are walking around, you are alive, but you are dead. Nigeria has a dead population, very dead population. They have been beaten to death, so that everything goes by. You see a population in a federation, what they call republic. Republic means for the public. You see people begging, we beg the president, the governor to do this. Who born you? You are begging as a people. Instead of you rising up to take what belongs to you. If the government makes policies that are not tolerant, you rise up as a people and say no. If it comes to that, you can even destroy government properties. That is how it works everywhere. Now the government will know that we have a living people. They will go back. They will, go back in order to, pacify the people. But in Nigeria, everything goes. You see this comedians that fool now in the internet in Nigeria. Everything they use it to comedy. Something that in other countries they have, people will go out to even burn down the politicians. In Nigeria, they joke about it and laugh over it. They prank over it. That is what gives the political class, the Fulani Caliphate, the hand they are using now. So that, anything they want is what they pull. Very few people. Our leader used to say, how many will they kill? In a revolution, how many will... Look, America threw a bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Atomic bomb. But that bomb, it doesn't matter how powerful it is. There were survivors in Hiroshima. There were survivors in Nagasaki. There were survivors in Japan. Not everybody died. You know that? It doesn't matter in a revolution when people come out to say, government, you kill, how many people can you kill? But Nigerians have been turned into a very dead people. People that everything goes. Anything that what you see people you go change it. I beg, as long as I can eat, I hustle on my own. The worst thing a people that could happen to a people is sentencing a people to hustling, daily hustling. That is the worst thing that could happen to a people, and that is what has happened to us as a people. Where everybody go and survive as an individual. Individual survival is the worst thing that can happen to a people. Sentencing everybody to go and survive individually. Instead of collective survival, government being in place, doing what government is supposed to do. I'm telling you. People now continue being, they can dog eat dog to survive. You can sabotage as long as to make money. You can align with an enemy in order to survive. Individual survival mode. People can go to church and give testimony. Others who died and only me remain. Hey! Let's say, what kind of evil is this that have befallen us? Mazi, you said it all.
Mazi, let me say another thing again.
Yes, please go on. Because we are rounding up, I will open line just for few calls only. Very few calls.
Okay.
You go on. Just round up.
Let me just say something else. You see, during Obasanjo coming into second leadership, let me say so. Because he ruled Nigeria from 1975 to 1979, handed over to Shehu Shagari. Then his second coming was after the anointment of June 12th, and after the Bruhaha, the Abacha, the Abudu Salami, and every other thing that goes with it. Then he came back again. Do you know, this kidnapping we are having today was invented by Obasanjo? Do you know that? Obasanjo brought in anything about kidnapping that you are having today, both in the north and in the south, was on that particular time of Obasanjo presidency. They tested kidnapping with Ngige. It's on record. I'm not just trying to accuse anybody. The Esere Dokubo was a Obasanjo boy. He was a Obasanjo boy. They were into trying to, play some fast game. It was a well-organized something to tell the northern part that this oil, we are in control of it and every other thing. They were into kidnapping oil, foreign oil companies. Yesterday, they call themselves Niger Delta Volunteer Force. What do they want? What do you want? They were kidnapping. At the end of the day, when Yaredua came in, Yaredua adhered to certain advice and then have a kind of a good arrangement with them. Some of them dropped their gun, and then some clever ones collected their guns. There was a boy that they called Papu. He was working with Desere. When they gave them amnesty, they didn't give him amnesty because he was an Igbo man. So he took up 911, disguised himself, packed so many AK-47 inside and brought it to Orifte. Right there, he was doing kidnapping.
Sorry, and brought it to where? Brought it to where?
Orifte. His name is Ofaku. I'm not saying something that is strange. I'm just saying because people have forgotten this thing. For those who don't know what had really happened, a guy called Ofaku at Orifte started kidnapping in, out, left and right. And then during that tenure of Itobi, there was this series of kidnapping and the guy was caught. God knows the rest thing that happened to him. But we were shown large quantities of arms. And they made confession that he was one of those that worked with. They failed to give him amnesty. So he came back with so many weapons. And so the rest is history. We don't know about him any longer. But the point I'm trying to make here is that Obasanjo is an evil man and should not be allowed to visit Igbo land again. If we should be able to tell Obasanjo that his many sins had been known by us, he shouldn't be allowed to visit Igbo land, coming to make a speech. The same way we prevented Gowon is the same way we have to tell Obasanjo to his face. We are not fools. He killed us in numbers. He killed us in number. He cannot be our friend. He has never apologized. He and his master, Gowon, they're supposed to kneel down and beg the Igbo people before they begin to talk all the nonsense they are talking. Biafra died 52 years ago when Biafra is more older than Britain, more older than European self. A country that have been people that may be existing for past 500,000 years. The other day I saw one of our lawyer. He went to Eri to go and take picture at Obu God. God is not the father of Ndibo. God came to visit his brother. Abraham, an Igbo man. Abraham, his name is, let me remember his name. I've forgotten that name of Abraham. But he's an Igbo man. He left from Igbo land to go that place. Forget about the Mesopotamia. They tell you Abraham come from Mesopotamia, this and that and that and that. He is from Igbo land. He's part of our brother. That is why when God wanted to leave, he left again back to Igbo land. Their forefather came. He didn't make mistake. Blood is thicker than water. Ibeneme, that is Abraham. Ibeneme, original name of Abraham is Ibeneme. You may say, how do I know this? There is a revelation. When you have revelation, when you are very closer to your chief, when you are very closer to Elohim, he will tell you something that happened in the time past. He will reveal it to you. The secret of the Most High God is made revealed to His own loved one.
I think let us summarize here, so that I'll bring in colors. Otherwise, if we go into, we still have other days, in order to. You will still have time.
So many things has to be revealed. Of
course. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think we shall go into a few minutes break, so that when we come back, the lines will be opened. Although we are late already, but I will just pick few calls. If somebody wants to make contribution or even ask question, there is no problem about it. But we must continue. Therefore, please. Otherwise, if we do not go away, we shall be right back. Sorry, I don't know. I put this up. I don't know. But we must continue. Therefore, please do not go away. We will be right back. Don't go away.
Nnamdi Biafra. Igbo ọnụ ọgụgụ n'isi nke ha kpọrọ Census 2023 ụnụ ahụlanụ na ihe ahụ ejiri ree mbe ihe na-ekwesịghị ka ọ bụ ihe a zụrụ ya ha ebidokwala ya ọzọ. Anyị onwe anyị bụ ụmụ Biafra IPOB Indigenous People of Biafra Worldwide n'okpuru onye ndu anyị bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na-eme ka ụmụ Biafra niile dọrọ aka na ntị na ngụgụ ọnụ nke isi n'isi akpọrọ Census 2023 ga-ebido n'obodo a bụ Naijiria n'oge na-adịghị anya. Anyị ji ohere a na-agwa ụmụ Biafra niile ebe ọbụla ha nọ, ịnọ n'ala Yoruba, ịnọ n'ala Hausa, biko lọtawa dịka anyị na-esi eme ya n'oge Ekeresimesi. Onye ọbụla ala Lagos agba achako, ugwu Hausa agba achako, ya dịka ebe agbara ọsọ abịala n'oge ahụ ka anyị nwere otu a lọtawa bịa gụkọta isi anyị ọnụ makwa n'oge anyị ha, n'ihi na amara imere onye kpọrọ gị asị pụrụ ọhịa. Anyị agaghị abụ chata eziga chọrọ ka anyị ehie n'ezi ma ọ bụ tụrụ ka a ga-eji bụchi ivu, ọ dịghị ihe anyị ga-awụ ọtụ. Ebe ha kpọrọ gị asị na Lagos, oru na elekshọn ha achụpụ gị, oru na ihe ọbụla dị mma ha achụpụ gị. Ọ bụ nke a ugbu a ka a ga-eji tinye n'ọgụgụ ha si na Lagos rukwara nke a, Abuja rukwara nke a, ugwu Hausa rukwara nke a, na ha ka n'ọnụọgụgụ mba n'ọnụ. Ka anyị mụrụkwanụ na ihe lọtazie ka agụkọta anyị ka mba ụwa mara na ndị a niile na-achọ Biafra n'ọnụọgụgụ ha erika karịa ihe ha che na ọ bụ oge anyị ga-eji were mara ihe. Oge sensus a biko ọ dị anyị mkpa unu mara ihe unu ga-eme, n'ihi na igurube na-ekwu ekwu na-eripịa osisi. Ọ na-abụ anyụkọ mamịrị ọnụ ya agba ụfụfụ. Onye ọbụla emekwala anya ụra na nke a, latawanụ, n'ihi na mba ụwa ga-eji amara ọnụọgụgụ anyị makwaranụ ndị na-achọ ya. Census 2023 oge anyị ga-eji degharịa ihe a British dere banyere ọnụọgụgụ anyị. Ekwekwala ka akọrọ gị akọ, emekwala anya ụra na nke a, n'ihi na ọ dị anyị mkpa lọtawa. Ịdị anyị mkpa isoro ụmụnna gị n'oge ngụkọ ọnụ a ka anyị mara oke anyị ha, ka ọ ga-abụ mgbe a ga-eke oke amara mmadụ ole a ga-ekenye oke. Nwanne, o ruola n'omume o, a sịkwala na anyị agwa gị. Census 2023 Nigerian Census 23 mgbe ụmụ Biafra ga-eji laa n'ala ha ka agụkọ ọhụụ ọnụ mara oke ha dị. Ebe onye bịara abịa na-adịghị egbu nkwụ ọkpụlọ, ọ bịara abịa ejideghị akụ flawa o. Ozi a ka anyị na-ezikara gị bụ nke si n'aka ndị Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB na-abịara unu ọnụrụ ka ala ibe.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra London. With me is Mazi Ezekulie, a veteran indeed, who is here with me making some startling revelations, because we need to know all these things. Therefore, our lines are now open. Our lines are now open. Our direct line, our direct number is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I have callers lining up already. Let me start by this first caller. Please, you make it as brief as possible because I will just take only few calls, please. Caller on Signal, you are the first caller. Can you hear me? Perry White, can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Yes, Mazi Jonathan, good evening, sir. My name is Mazi Fanyi. I'm calling from my location. Daddy, our veteran, Daddy Udodrege, I pray Machuko Kabiama give you more long life for you to live and educate and give us more revelation about this our evil politicians. Mazi, once again, I thank our HODs and also I greet our leader, Mazi Nnamdi, the prophet of our time. Mazi, yes, what our veteran said is true. Mazi, I'm almost killed during that time of P2B, Mazi. I'm telling you the fact, even that time, these zoo soldiers, they are even not only seeing people, killing people, once they see any mark in your body, Mazi, they will gun that person down. And in fact, you know, most of our tribe, in our tribe, we always have some mark which is different from other tribes. Are you getting me? But you see these bamboos and monkeys, once they see any mark in your body, your own is gone. But during that time, P2B killed a lot of people. A lot of youth was wasted in Anambra. Even strangers, even the indigenous of Anambra was wasted. Everywhere there is a kind of fear and everything. Even my younger brother was forced to leave and travel to village. All my brothers. But it is very, very terrible. But I thank you, all their secrets must be revealed so that people will know that that man called P2B, he can never be shot. He's an evil man. Then just bring that man to distract us. But Chukwuka can never allow that man to succeed. Biafra or nothing. Mazi, let me drop from here. Let me not go long. May God bless you, Mazi Jonathan. May God bless you and give you strength so that we can control piloting and educating our people. Let me sign off from here. Once again, thank you, my brother. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Please go on. Go on. No time to waste. Please go on. What happened? What happened to the direct line caller? No, I don't know. Calls are flooding in. Caller on whether it's the phone is blocking. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. When calls are too much, these phones they start blocking. Caller on WhatsApp. You have been there for, let me see how long. Okay, go on. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, go on, please. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Please go on. Go on. No time to waste. Please go on. Go on, please. Just few minutes.
Okay, thank you. Mazi, am I coming out?
Mazi, go on, please. Go on. If you are not coming out, I will tell you. Go on, please. Go on. Goodness, please. There is something I would like to correct, please. If I pick your call, stop asking Mazi, am I coming out clear? That is a question that is not necessary to me. Because if you are not coming out, I will let you know. Direct. I don't know. Calls are coming in from every angle, please. Caller, you dropped. Go on, please. Go on. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you go on, please? Caller on WhatsApp. Ganiru. Mazi Jido for Ganiru, please.
Okay, Mazi, good evening. Thank you so much. Thank you. My name is Mazi Jido. I'm so much impressed by this very evening program, and I think our veteran is a living library. There are some secret.
I'm very, very sorry. I don't know what is happening. The thing just change and pick another caller automatically. Hey, caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Please go on. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? No. This one is reconnecting. Caller on signal. Just hold on again. Let me pick this caller on direct line. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Please go on. Caller on direct line. Ndewo Mazi. Ganiru, please. Bopu yoso. What is happening? I cannot understand. Caller on signal. Please go on. Let me see. Caller on signal. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Ndewo Mazi. Go on, please. Go on.
Yeah, good evening from me, Mazi Jonathan.
Ndewo.
My children bless you. We've missed you for a few days now. But I thank God today you are alive once again. Our brother that are educating us this evening, we want to say a very big thanks. Keep on bringing this revolution that our people will continue to know what happened to our people, because it is really, really horrible. I have learned a lot this evening for what you have taught us through this radio Biafra. Mazi, please, I just want you to allow me to make this important announcement. It's one of the reasons why I called. Please, I will just make it very fast. Fellow Biafra lovers of freedom, my name is Mazi. I'm calling from Austria, and I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as IPOB Austria National PRO. We are inviting all families of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Austria family, and also well-wishers to join us for this ESM fundraising. It has been approved by the DOS, and the ESM fundraising is going to take place on 29th of April 2023, and the time of this fundraising is 6 p.m. Biafra time. Once again, the ESM fundraising in Austria is going to take place on 29th of April 2023, and the time is 6 p.m. The venue of this fundraising is Zoom Media Chat. Please, if you have a pen, write down the ID number. The ID number is 8793184489. I repeat, ID number 8793184489. 890. And the passcode is MNK, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in capital letter MNK. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the passcode. And our guest of honor on that day is Mazi Abani, IPOB European representative is going to be with us on that particular event of this fundraising. Our brother Mazi IPOB Vienna Zonal Coordinator is going to be part of the moderator, and the moderator also is going to pilot the affair of that day. Mazi Obinna Metusala is going to ask for the program for the fundraising. And please, we are begging every IPOB member to make yourself available in this fundraising of ESM, because these men and women have done a lot for us. This is why our land is secure today. And the second one quickly is on 1st of May, which is going to be on Monday, a public holiday. Our IPOB Austria is calling all of us of freedom for our first march, our first protest here in Austria. Is going to take place in Linz. It's going to take place in Linz, not in Vienna. So all road is leading to Linz on 1st of May. Most of us that are coming to this protest, we know where we used to gather, and our meeting point is Gold Garden. It's not far from train station. Immediately you come down from train station, just ask anybody around you. They will tell you where Gold Garden is, just 50 meters from train station. Please, all zonal coordinators, it's mandatory that we must educate our people the reason why all of us should be heading to Linz on 1st of May. Because the Austrian television is going to carry this protest, and all their parliamentary members are going to be also in this on that day live to see why we are letting them to know that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still being held in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria under the DSS that is holding our leader. Despite this man has been discharged and acquitted, they are still holding him. Please, we must make this protest a worldwide protest so that they will know that our leader is in the hands of these people. And the time is 8 a.m. in the morning. We are gathering in both 8 a.m. in the morning. Please make sure you be there, and as you are coming, come with our regalias and your flag. And as you do so, may God bless you. Mark Jonathan, thank you for giving this opportunity to make this important announcement that is going to take place here in Austria. Thank you, my beloved brother. May God bless you. I hang up from here. Thank you.
Mazi. Thank you very much. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Please go. Know what is happening to this direct line. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Call Chineke. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you off your radio and talk to the whole world, please? Off your radio. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? You are not ready to speak. Caller on Signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, Jonathan, can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you. Don't go, just 2 minutes highest.
Jonathan, how do you make a Biafra? Veteran. Biafra all over the world. I pray any local show. I know we are distant, but no one of them. I will start meeting. How people come out, how do you English? I will get Chris come up from over. All over in America, I see 2 months with no bad. I said, when I'm not 20th. Okay, Toby. Anything of I get, there's a veteran. Our day, you get out that night. We recognize any. We have our own women. Fulani have their own women. That's right. Pretend have their own women. Then I'm Jonathan. I say, let's get it over. I say, what can we have come up and I said, what the quality of Jonathan? Let me get the quality. Who bought monkey panel? Who bought monkey? I don't know Jonathan. Who could have been also. What the heck? How I would do it, the ones out there pretend and trust the dead. How for those? That's any church. I think you're the veteran. Stop trying to condemn my issue. I'm telling you guys the Jonathan. But I would tell you the Jonathan. When I start, we don't do this. With this, any church is trying to take it. We tell you that plot and leave. I don't want to keep on. I'm a kind of jacket. Everywhere Biafra, anywhere you are on this earth, as long as you are present generation, this Biafra, they will leave that. USA, Igbo continent, and America. I don't understand the Igbo, yeah. I don't have a threat. I pretend they will pretend. How would you people, how would you pretend the power? How to pretend today? That's what I was. Only one is that to pretend I'm going to be dead. Who am I to hold that? Okay. Beto, Toluto, okay, see, Bato, only me there. Capital, I said that I did. You people are we are suffered enough. That's the time I'm saying that you know, that's the time. All that you know, I get that you know that man. And I told him how many are not to go shit. That's the time. My commander, you are a wala. I okay with the right chat that I say about. I'm not saying that pretty. I'm catching up a ton of bang on. We'll get the panga.
Thank you very much. Caller on the direct line is Cotton. I don't know. They are filtering it mostly from the zoo. They are filtering it, honestly. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Please go on. Ndewo.
Good evening. Thank you for this opportunity. Mazi, I want to contribute to the Anekuna Balia, which I learned a lot. And I thank Chukwokike for keeping our veteran alive. It's a living library to us as they continue to expose the secrets of the enemy and janjaweed, even our own people. All they very good. Now, if I'm watching you, Mazi, Adiana, I want a suggestion first of all. Or the possible, most of these our politicians in our granting her interview via Radio Biafra, if possible. Because why did you put this thing? The reason why did you make this suggestion?
Mazi, let me say something here. Hello, Mazi. In Anaheim, is it people people that are afraid of any slightest thing concerning Biafra? Na Radio Biafra. Even immediately. Only that.
One reason Nji will make this very suggestion. Because why Nji make a suggestion, I could remember SVF as of 2021, 2022. He was busy on every radio interview, telling them
What is this? Let me see whether I can bring our brother back to summarize what he was saying, because the thing went off by itself. Yeah, Mazi, please continue. Just round up, continue.
Boka, ka akpọpụtagodi ndị outside again, mma na ha ga-agba nsị, because I cannot be able to hear Ezife again on interview upon all the things that that man said before the election, how they want to bring new Nigeria. I've never heard him anymore in any interview again speak. So I made this very suggestion: can we adopt all these politicians out? So, although not the possible, I will be much happy for such move to be taken toward this very movement. And again, this our prank makers, all these our brothers, or any mechanism they will keep put in place to checkmate these people, because as an anabara uzo weremba or direshi, these our prank makers and comedians, they are damaging the brain of our people so much. Although no any move they take on this set of people, they take a very drastic move on this set of people. How human being in a user of force, it can never change. So the second one. Then third one, what our veteran said concerning Holy Communion. I supported this as in all the 100%. In here I'm being a mad wish. On not go getting grass service in Ugu Hausa. The first thing I'm gonna force to go Brukutu and this what is it called? Fura de no Itiana Calabash. I begin to ask myself that very particular time, why is it that everything, the first advice are jogging a go fura it test go fura. So is the same thing is as the same thing as what our veteran is talking about, the Holy Communion you see. And I wish and what wish for so these two suggestions make leadership get never. Finally, concerning how our people can protect the Biafra land, which IPOB are putting their effort towards that. But I don't know or any other means in which we can be able to work. Because why all these politicians now for such interview? Because have feel open. The same way in the security, if we can adopt that that way again, based on agreement and based on discussion, as or you get weapon fear from most of our politicians to speak up. So, Mazi, if I contribute today, I learned a lot from this very evening program, and we continue to pray for Chukwu Kabiama to give our veteran life, life upon life. Their voice on Radio Biafra. Thank you so much, Mazi.
You know, the issue about saying protection of our so-called politicians of Igbo extraction. Once a politician of Igbo extraction, he always say he swear allegiance. They know what they are doing. As a leader, if you are a real leader, is supposed to, lay his life. That is leadership. If you are there for the goodness of your people, you should be ready to lay your life to protect your people. Is it not what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is he not in the enemy's dungeon? Is he suffering for himself? He's suffering for us. Do you remember one time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to preach it? He said, if these people, these politicians, Igbo politicians, if they are really ready or doing something for our collective interest, come on. We will give them protection. You see our people are ready to die for you. That is the thing. But they are mischievous. They know what they are doing. So, you cannot go and protect somebody that is killing you. You understand? So, that is it. Mazi, you want to say something before I continue? Because I will just pick 2 more callers, which they are already.
Okay. Mazi.
Yes, before I
I'm very happy this evening. And I will.
Sorry, I say whether you want to say something. This is our brother Kuro, the callers have said, because I want to pick more 2 calls.
Let us not forget those prodigal sons. Don't bring them here in Radio Biafra. They are not part of this radio, because they will come here to play their game of deceit. They are all bewitched people. They cannot have anything good to say to us. They will always lie to cover all their evil doing. Let them not be invited here for any reason. They believe in Nigeria. Nigeria that is not for anybody. Nigeria that have keeping us in darkness for so many years. No, that would be a very serious noise making. Thank you.
Was
end of it all. Maybe I will summarize and then.
Okay, just one more call. Caller on. I don't know. I want to pick call on direct line, but it's cutting if I pick a cut. I don't know why. Caller on signal. Can you hear me, please? You are the last caller, please. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mazi Jonathan.
Welcome to the program.
Mazi. Fellow Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depending on where your domicile. Mazi Jonathan, I thank you very much for the good work you are doing for us. I also thank our veteran, Mazi Zekunie. Mazi, you see what our veteran just said. My dad is also a veteran, and he's still alive. Most of the things he used to tell me is almost what our father Ezekune is telling us. Now, I want to give credit to what he said about Mazob and Pitobi in Anambra State. I was in Opoko. Any person that knows Anambra State very well knows that Opoko, St. Luke's Anglican Church Opoko, is where the heat took place. Mazi, those times, just as our veterans said it, that is how they used to kill our people. Now, let me not take much of our time. Coming to the issue of this this Ofaku that you made mention of, Mazi, I must tell you that our veteran is a living legend, and he doesn't forget issues, even at his age. Mazi, I was working in Anambra State Police Headquarters when Ofaku was caught, and it is exactly as he said it. That is the way it happened. Mazi, I don't want to take much of our time. Let me just leave it here. Thank you, and God bless you all for this good work you people are doing for us. We must restore Biafra, because without Biafra, we are nothing.
Of course.
Thank you. All hail Biafra.
All must hail Biafra. Without Biafra, we are just like roaming aimlessly in Nigeria. Do you see how during election time they will tell you, go to Onitsha, go to Aba, go to Owerri, go your home, go southeast. They disenfranchise you. But now census is coming. They say no, you have to stay you have to stay and be counted wherever you are. Do you see how they play around with us as slaves, as people without form and void, people that you can push out? All these insults, and our people are taking all these insults with with patience and pride, or what? I cannot understand. Mazi, please. make your parting statements, please. Let us close the program. Please, Mazi, go on, please.
Yeah, fellow dear friends, thank all of you this evening. Mazi, God bless you and give you more strength. I love what you are doing in Radio Biafra and all the presenters. I'm so much addicted to Radio Biafra, I can tell you. Start from morning, Chineke and South Africa. I listen up to Ike Peters, Mazi Alozie, Mazi Banali, and each evening I always expect to hear your vibrating voice. God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, the incarnate of Ndiche.
asị m na tata bụ ụbọchị eke n'ala Igbo. Asị m na eke ga-eketara Nnamdi Kanu ndụ, eke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe, oke ga-eketara ya ndụ, oke ga-eketara ya Biafra, oke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe, oke ga-ekegburu ya ndị iro, kegburu ya ajọ mmadụ na ajọ mmụọ. Asị m na mbọsọ ga-apụta ekwensu ga-anọ n'ụra, ndị ilo ya ga-anọ n'ụla. Ọ kwara ekwe oshi. Asị m gịnị bụ ekwensu? Asị m na mbọsọ ga-apụta ya bụ ndị iro ga-anọ n'ụra, ọha bụ ndị ọha maọbụ ekwensu. Asị m na ha ncha ga-anọ n'ụra. Na Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Asị m na ọnụ kwụrụ njọ n'isi a ga-atụgharịkwọ mma. Asị m obiara igbu Nnamdi Kanu bụ onwe ya. Onye sị na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị adị ndụ, onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri. Onye sị na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta, onye a ga-eji anazere mmiri. Ọnụ niile kọrọ ogiri ọnụ ga-akọrọ ogiri lacha. Osisi abụrụ oturu ga-emeche wee kwere. Onye sị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta, asị m na ọnụ ahụ iji wee kwuo ya dịka ejikwa ya wee kwugharịa mma n'isi ya. Asị m na ebe onye ahụ na-atụ maazị Nnamdi Kanu aga aka gị ga-akpọnwụ. Osisi ahụ fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu wee tọọ mkpọ, ya sị m ikuku futuo gị. Anya ọbụla fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu kwawa akwa alịla, asị m alịla akọrọ ya n'anya. Onye fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu cheta ihe gburu nwa ya, ihe gburu nwa ya gbuo ya, maka na ọ bụrụ ya gburu nwa gị. Chukwu okike abịa ma asị m na mbelede nyiri dike mbelede ka o ji amawa dike. Asị m na okirikiri ka a na-agba ukwu ose, ọ dadị ukwu ose enu. Na okirikiri ka ndị iro ga-agba Nnamdi Kanu mana ha ama mkpata ya aka. Ọ sị na nkirikiri ka ọ na-ekiri odido jiri odido enyi ozu. Na ọkwanụ nkirikiri ka ndị iro ga na-ekiri ya mana ha ama afụ ya anya. Asị m na eje anaba isi ije. Asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-eje na ọ ga-ana. Asị m na inye anaghị eri ọba maka na inye na ọba bụ nwanne. Inye agaghị eri Nnamdi Kanu maka na ọ bụ nwi. Asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-adị ka echi anaghị agwụ agwụ. Maka na ije ejere bụ ije mmiri, ọ bụrụ eje nkụ. Asị na ya bụ ije ga-abụ ije mmiri. Asị m na ọ ga-anata n'udo. Asị m na ọ ga-abata sirili welere. Asị m na unu ga-aga kpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Asị m unu ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Ga kpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Ga tụnye ugo, ga nye ya mmeri, ga nye ya mmeri, ga nye ya mmeri, tụnye ugo n'elu ugo, nye ike n'elu ike, nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ. Ọkwanụ ndụ ka o ji efu na-efufe. Unu nye Nnamdi Kanu ndụ, onwe ike wee kwuru jimjim, onwe ike wee kwuru wee fuo n'ofufe. Asị na ya kara ka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ. Ihe mere ha ji jide Nnamdi Kanu bụ ka ha nwee ike wee megide ndị Igbo, ka ha nwee ike megide ụmụ Biafra, ka ha nwee ike wee kwuchi anyị ọnụ, ka ha nwee ike wee kachi anyị ọnụ, ka anyị ghara ikwu okwu ọzọ. Mana ama m na dododo Chukwu okike abịa ma ndị nwa na ndị nwe mmiri, ndị nwe ikuku, ndị nwe anyanwụ, mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ, mmụọ niile gbakwafụrụ ọbara ha n'ike maka ihi Biafra. Asị m unu binyenu, asị m unu dododo na ọkwa na unu bụ ihe nwe ike a, ọkwa na unu ga-eji ọgụ mmụọ, ọkwa na unu ga-aga bụori ahịa, ọkwa na unu ga-aga napụta ya maka na ihe ọ tinyere unu n'aka anaghị ele ule. Asị m dododo igiriga ọgụ mmụọ. Eze nwaanyị niile nọ n'ala Igbo, mmụọ niile nọ n'ala Igbo, asị m unu binye, maka na onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị aṅụ mmiri, onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị eri nnu. Nnu bụ ihe ụtọ si na mmiri wee pụta. Onye ọbụla na-eri ihe na-eri ihe dị na mmiri. Onye na-asa arụ ji mmiri asa arụ. Onye ọbụla na-eme ihe ọbụla ọ na-eme ji mmiri eme ya. Asị m ihe ọbụla mmadụ na-eme n'ụwa, mmiri ọ na-ebubu ụzọ. Asị m onye ọbụla kpọrọ mmiri asị na mmiri a ga-agbagbu ya. Asị m onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-awụsa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-emesa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye na-aṅụ mmiri na-eli nnu, asị m na ọnụ anyị ji wee rie nnu wee ṅụọ mmiri na ị ga-eji akwa okwu ọma n'isi Nnamdi Kanu n'aha Chukwu okike abịa ama.
my sister, good morning. Oh, good morning. See, they have demolished my house. I was in the hospital. They just told me that they have started demolishing our house. They are demolishing the whole street. Oh, they just come and started demolishing. They are demolishing everywhere. They are demolishing. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, I could not bring out my property. I could not bring out my documents. They are demolishing everywhere. They are demolishing everywhere. Oh, the whole building, the whole house, they are demolishing. Oh, Rossville at Ajawo Estate. Rossville at Ajawo Estate. Oh, they are demolishing everywhere. Rossville Street at Ajawo Estate. See them, oh, they came with two caterpillars. See them. Demolition everywhere. I could not bring out anything from my house. Oh, I could not bring anything out. Oh. They came with storage. They came with storage. Demolition everywhere. Demolition.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olo province of Biafra land. And we are here live and direct. Today is the first day of May 2023. Tata Bobo Churie. I am no one kise Tata. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies, onto this hallowed platform, where we preach the gospel of liberation, the gospel of freedom, as initiated by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, but currently and illegally being detained in the Nigeria secret police dungeon, that zoo, that jungle, that banana republic that respects not even her own law. Therefore, we must continue. I once again welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE. Tata Bobo Churi, the 1st of May. Do not forget that we are in a very serious campaign, worldwide phone call and Twitter campaign, which we are calling international bodies. Please, if the lines are opened before you call, please make sure before you call here this studio, you have to tell me that you have called or you have tweeted several. It is not something once. As much as you could, we continue. It's a battle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told our enemies that we are starting a type of freedom fighting that is never seen anywhere. You know, we are unique people. We do our own thing in our uniqueness because we have initiative. That is why Britain don't want Biafra to be restored, because they are contemplating that they have seen a type of black people that has initiatives. Not people that could be, imitating always. No. That after all, we have initiative. And that is what we are using. Our own initiative. In order to fight this war of liberation. We are in a war. Therefore, be part of this, please. I purposely played the clip which you had, which you have seen or you are seeing on social media, where one of our women, our ladies, is lamenting. As usual, you know, Igbo say, I don't know. You know, we are people now that are synonymous with lamentation. Do you understand me? That is why Christianity is, you know, is waxing strong in our land. Because that is, you know, when you enter into all these churches, you see lamentation. Everybody is crying, always crying, praying for God, praying to God, crying for your situation. No electricity, you are crying. Monday Bible study, you go, you cry, lamentation. Tuesday, you go Bible study, you go, you cry. Wednesday midweek service, you go, you cry. So we have become a people synonymous with lamentation. And all this is what we are trying to reverse. We shouldn't continue lamenting. You know, let me tell you, we are not happy of what is happening in Lagos against our people. But it is something that has been pre-warned right from time by our leader, and continually we have been hammering on Radio Biafra London that Nigeria is not for us. Sometimes maybe this woman that is lamenting now, flashback to maybe 3 months ago. If you meet her and tell her, sister, why not push your husband so that you people will go back to our home, go back to the east, go back to Biafra land, take at least your properties, go back to Biafra land, pending. Maybe it might tell you that no, it will laugh over it and say you are the stupid person. I don't know whether people understand what I'm saying. People now, but sometimes you become confused whether people are really understanding. I'm telling you. I say again, how long do we continue? How long should we continue lamenting? Right from 1970 to today, on lamentation. Lamentation. Take precaution, no. Take proactive measure, no. Let me tell you one thing. The worst thing you can do to a people, I say a people, is to sentence them into individual survival of the fittest. That is one very smart thing. I say very smart thing that a policy which started after the war, that Britain used the caliphate in order to infringe on us, the Igbos, the Biafrans. Everybody go and survive as an individual or go. Don't be together. No. Don't think about your community survival. No. Think about your own survival. That is why you see people giving testimony. And Jesus helped me. You know, today I'm okay financially because Jesus helped me. They don't, you know, sometimes how can people be sentenced into, that is the worst thing you can do to a people. You hear me well. The worst thing you can do to a people is sentencing them, programming them into individual survival. That race will be, you know, scattered like, I don't understand the right word to use. That is why Christian religion is waxing stronger in our land. I'm telling you. Because everybody is, you know, it's an individual race. They tell you it's an individual race. Go and pray to God to conduct, you know, everything is, once you sow your seed, your own seed. You are not sowing for the village, or for your community, for your own. Go and do your own thing. Now God can remember you. If you are inside a bus and there is accident, a bus or public transport may be of 25 people and all 24 died. You come out and start jubilating, thanking God that oh, you are alive, that God, oh, thank God I'm not like others that have died. That you saved me, you love me more than others. Can't we reason? Sometimes you want to be or frustrated talking to our people. Why can't we reason? Reason deeply. When I've preached it here the other time. There will be no me, I, without us. You hear me well. You had it. This individualism is killing us. It's what a policy they set out since 1970. So that everybody, dog will eat dog. So that Joe Ibokwe in Lagos, he will be, as long as they will make him wealthy, he is okay. Now he will be fighting against the collectivity of everybody. Let me ask you, those that are there, you see very piteous situation, sad and pathetic situation. Sometimes, just like some of our people are saying. Now he can suppose in a mentible because with he can our people learn the hard way. I said this woman that is lamenting, very pathetic. Maybe flashback, a few months back, if you are telling her that, oh, sister, this, what in Lagos is not for you, why not take some of your things to our land? He will laugh and say, yourself. That, do you understand that God is in control? She was calling Jesus. And their mansions were being brought up. He said, nothing was taken away. Nothing, even their documents. What type of wickedness is that? Let me remind you, the Jews of Europe suffered this for more than 1,000 years. Are you understanding me? But will our people learn? That is always the question that I ask. The answer is no. Our people never learn from what happens to others. Our people never learn from history. It beats my understanding. Because sometimes we are, here we are calling, we have been talking to our people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been talking, and we continue hammering on Radio Biafra. Lotawa Nulo, but then on our things, at least establish at home. But let me come. Common sense, akonuche. Why didn't common sense tell us, or many of us, that look, we lost, at least, my father is a victim of abandoned property in Iguacha. Now, right from childhood, my father have been telling us, any property you are buying, outside the Igbo land, I know they will. Look at what happened to me. Look at, I know that is common sense. It doesn't need preaching. It doesn't need, maybe when you want to encourage you, say, no, don't mind it. No, that is common sense. That these people, these people, they wanted us annihilated. So, by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, we survived and are alive. So, anything you are doing outside the Igbo land, now you sabio, and we took that counsel till today. Why didn't many of our people do that? Why should sentiment take control of sometimes I start considering, I say, but immediately after the war, you see everybody start jumping, going back to HAUSA, to Lagos, where they were killed and slaughtered and massacred. Not only that, had it been they went there with their brain. After all, there are HAUSA people in our land. But only what they come with is their ute, their mat and their kettle for their ablution. Their mat for prayer. And their highest few shirts, their bag only. They come to our land, they sell their cows, they do their business, and they take the money, the same money, they take it back to their land. They don't establish in our land. Build development. No. So you see these people, you are saying that we are smart. I said no. We are the most hopeless set of people, tribe in that Nigeria. Normally, common sense should teach us that look, sometimes I start wondering, what is the problem? Is it our fathers? The people that are old, that saw the war, and is it that I think they are part of the main problem. They misled the the following generation by confiding on them that it's one Nigeria, we are allowed to. No, don't worry, what has happened has passed. Biafra, as they are saying now, but I will debunk it. Biafra died a long time ago, so now we are one. The same jargon they are talking, but are you one in Ajao Estate in Lagos? How can the wickedness of human being in this 21st century, this thing that is happening, you don't see it in any other part of the world, I'm telling you. At least, no matter any guys, they will make sure that people at least will be settled because they invested their lifetime earning in their buildings and are comfortable where they are. Now you want to turn them under a twinkle of an eye, you turn them into non-entities. To sleep on the street just for nothing. Do you see the wickedness of Nigeria? Oh, I'm a Lagosian. When you are in your mansion in Lagos with your children, after all, you don't even teach them to speak Igbo. You become Lagosian more than Lagosian self. Today you are lamenting. But as they are, the worst is that as they are lamenting, others are pricing lands near their, building, erecting buildings. Igbo people. And you say, what type of human beings are these? Can't you at least have common sense? Do you see that now the solution to our problem is to join hands together in what we are doing in order to restore Biafra? If we have Biafra as a nation, let me tell you, your buildings in Nigeria wouldn't be destroyed like that. Never. It's impossible. Because the Nigerian government it becomes international issue. Are you hearing me? Because our people are gullible. Many of our people are gullible. This woman that is lamenting, she will go to her church. Maybe Oyedepo church. He will give her encouragement, comfort. Jesus he took. So don't worry, as long as there is life, there is hope. Anyway, there is another land. If you are, as a member of this church, you register. There is another swamp in the other side. So don't worry, we are in charge. I'm giving you confidence, so that you can register, so that you can get a plot of land there. And as long as he's a man of God that talked to her, Ndiara, Ndiriri. People that I don't know. Our law will say lack of development of the frontal lobe part of the brain. That is a problem. Otherwise, nobody should even tell you anything. You don't need to be told. We are in 2019, Oba of Lagos summoned the Igbo so-called elders, old people, and insulted them. 2019. The thing is still in YouTube. It's there. I have played it on this hallowed platform several times. He insulted the Igbo. He said, you people, you have to vote my choice candidate too. He said, me, I know they beg anybody. You people are watching me. I'm not begging you people. As long as you are in Lagos here, any candidate that I brought out, you must vote for him. Otherwise, I will push all of you into the Lagos Lagoon, the ocean, and you all drown. And even useless Neanderthals, many of them started clapping. Kabi, and you start wondering, what set of human beings are these? What set of human beings are these? Sometimes I say, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not wasting his time? Suffering himself for nothing. For people that are irredeemable. Sometimes I start thinking like that. I say, is it not waste of time that we are here? For people that are irredeemable. People that have chosen the path of perdition to perish. Do you know many of these people that their houses were mewed down, demolished? Many of them now will bring their children. Remember that they have a home. I could remember, even when we are small. There is one of our village man. You know, he was a Lagosian walking. He has a house in Lagos. But I don't know what really happened. And they came home. They came home for good. Him and the children that he never brought home before. They came home. And the worst part of it is that in their home, he don't have no house. It's thatched house. Thatched house. They came home with their clothes, you know, all this Lagos now, Buru, everything. But after 2-3 months, the man that was very plumpy, you know, he became Athenians. He emaciated, even together with the wife. When they wear their clothes, you know, clothes that now you see the clothes different, and you see the man different inside the clothes. Already oversized. I'm telling you honestly. I didn't really know we are small. I didn't know what really happened. You know? But I know that something went wrong. And they could no longer, just like what happened here. What happened here in Ajao Estate. Some of them now we remember that, because there will be no place to go. They will carry their children, if they go sleep one of their siblings' place. For 1 week, that one will tell them, I beg, because when I cannot distance myself, I beg, it's better you go home. They will now come home to the east and become nuisance. Do you see how it's affecting everybody? Do you see it? Do you see what we are talking? That is why we are talking about collectivity, collective survival, collective development, collective thinking, collective advancement. Not me. Oh, I go pray to Jesus and Jesus bless me. Everything is me. Me. That is the worst thing that can happen to a people. When people are sentenced into individual survival. That is why you can sabotage in order to survive. After all, it's part of the business. That is why you can see people, Igbo people in Lagos, Ezendi Igbo na Apapa, Ezendi Igbo na this. They are the people that are sabotaging our eating containers of our people, their own brothers and sisters. Containers they brought, goods they brought from outside. They make things, they connive with foreigners to make things difficult, so that, because that is, everybody need to survive. It's individual. There is no central control. There is no centrality for collective purpose. No. Everybody go and survive. So, if you see the flesh of your brother chop, it's for survival. That is the worst thing that happens to us. And our leader started by correcting it. Started correcting it by starting this IPOB family, worldwide family. So that we have a plan. This is the first time I'm seeing Biafrans, Igbo people have a plan. Before, go to Igbo meetings anywhere around the world. Ask them, what is your real plan, collective plan? They will tell you about, in our law, our rules and regulation, when somebody dies, a member, as long as you are financially up to date, when you die or your spouse dies, now we have the obligation to take you home, fly your corpse home. When you have a baptism, your child or kuputemwa, now we come, we celebrate it with color. If you lose any of your siblings, there are stipulated amount of money we pay. We do wakekeeping and something. Or pepper soup. This is the plan of Igbo, average Igbo group. Their plan. Nothing more. Nothing more. When you bring about, you see they are killing our people in Hamufu. They tell you, say, no, don't bring this, is politics. Don't bring it to our group. It's not what we are here for. And you start wondering, what set of human beings are these? Are we still back? Igbos are sent back to the early men, Neanderthal stage, hunter-gatherers, where people are just hunting for food. Anything they see food, they chop. Any obstruction, they even chop their fellow and chop the food also. The era of Neanderthal. That is what but you might not understand it. You might think that you are modern. Because you are driving 2025 Mercedes. You don't know that you are still an orangutan. Do you understand? Our leader, he said, as a black man, go and watch yourself in a mirror. Tell me what you are seeing. You will be seeing a monkey, direct monkey, until we change the way he reasons. And when in all those times, I myself, I do it. I go and start watching myself in a mirror. And what I'm seeing is a complete chimpanzee. Ancient one even. I say, we need to change. Because it doesn't matter how you are handsome or beautiful as a human being. This is a shadow. It's an illusion. What makes you a real human being is the way you reason. That is it. That thing you are seeing as an image is nothing. That is what is deceiving people. Hey, we dress, that is the plan of Igbo people, a collective. When you come in, when there is a marriage ceremony, you dress, you carry your car, you come show, you start spreading money. And together, that is it. That is your plan. That is the plan of a people. There is no plan to counter what is happening to us, what has happened to us, what will happen to us, what is still happening to us, and what will happen to us in future. No plan for our collective interests. No plan for our future generations. No. It is very big pity, honestly. Very, very big pity. They are demolishing is a punishment. They want them. That if you vote if you don't vote for their choice candidates, that they will retaliate. That is it. So you tell me, are you not a slave in Nigeria? Okay. Iwanya who told you, stay in Lagos. Okay, so what are they doing today? What are they doing today? Your house is gone. Maybe the house you use more up to 100 million naira to build, to buy land and build, or more than, is gone. It's gone. They will write it off that that place is meant for industrial estate. And they will go and show you an open ocean. Say, okay, come. They will sell to you open ocean. Ndi Obambo. Very stupid, gullible set of people. Ndi Igbo. They will start hustling. No, nemekwe this side. Na bia gorokwe. No, they quite cheap. Ndi Igbo. What is happening? Sometimes I say, what is happening to our brain? What is happening? How? When should we learn? It's a very big question. When should we learn? As it is happening, the worst part is as they are demolishing in Ajao Estate, or people in other Igbos in other part of Lagos, many of them not even care. They don't even know. They say no, only call them now and say no. When the line will be open, I will like people from Lagos to call. Just like one comrade that called sometime when they were attacking, burnt down. When they burnt down Igbo business market in Apapa. He said no, is it Wilma? He said no, here we are living in peace with it. It never happened to on air. Maybe he's listening to me. That is the fundamentally flawed mentality we have. As they are watching this in the social media, one of us, they are lamenting. As usual, Igbos are synonymous with lamentation. Before you know it, you will go and seek solace in the church. That is it. That is the only thing. Others in other parts of Lagos, they will be thanking God, praising Jesus that he never reached their side. Do you see the mess we are in? We are in a very big mess. The most pathetic, the worst is the mental mess we are in. If we start thinking in another way around, let me tell you what has happened since before Odimegwu Ojukwu died, when he went to open trade fair. What did he tell them? Igbo ndị Zuzu kwenu. And he rose up and left. Only that action could have made the people to think and say, no, let us stop building here, please. Yes, we have built it, but let us find one way or the other to replicate this in the east. It doesn't matter the difficulty. It's all here. You understand? Let us do it. Because here, what this man see and call us in this is not smart. But people that are sentenced into individual survival, you will see few people that are, tell them that it no matter, don't worry, here in Lagos, I won't do it now, don't worry, I will bump. They will confuse them. Say now, forget. Juko ome behenkeya. In I beg. Amai and Jack Reserve and they continue building more. Today, they are demolishing. Maybe tomorrow you will hear another market set on fire. Lamentation upon lamentation upon lamentation. Because we are not in our country. How many Cameroonian houses have they demolished in Lagos? How many Lebanese, if there is any Lebanese man that has a house there, they will not demolish it. Quote me, I'm telling you. They will bypass it. Why? Because he has a country. It will be an international case. If there is an Iranian that has a house in that street they are demolishing, they will bypass it. They will say, no, this one, leave it. Ndibo, when will you learn? When will you learn? Do you know that we are much better, our properties are much safe in Nigeria if we have Biafra restored? Do you know that? Do you know that? Because we have a country that is backing us. We have a country that we are nationals of. We have a country, by then we will have a country which will take our case up. No more individual. It will be international affair. I tell you, in all these demolitions, they can never, Lagos State government, Nigeria will never demolish a foreigner's building. No, just like that. No. It never. It's impossible. Tell me if there's any. Tell me. If they see even a Cameroonian mansion house like that in that street, they will bypass it. What I'm telling you is a fact, because they know the repercussion. Because he will go and report to his country that, look, I am suffering injustice in Nigeria. They target me and bulldoze my house because I'm a foreigner. Now the country will take it up, and it becomes international issue. Do you see it? But you being a so-called Nigerian, they can slaughter you. No person will come, because remember the United Nations Charter. The Westphalian Agreement of 1644-48. Where sovereignty of any government, no person, no country should interfere in any sovereign country, in any other sovereign country, no matter how small. That is sovereignty agreement, the Westphalian sovereignty, that was inculcated into the modern United Nations Charter, the base. Do you understand? So they will say, no, it's internal issue. If they want, let them burn down the whole shops belonging to Igbos, the whole building belonging to, they say it's Nigerian issue. But if we have our nation Biafra, no person, no country will ever dare it. Have you seen any time they target Igbo people shops or houses in Cameroon? Have you ever seen that? That Cameroonian government is bulldozing buildings belonging to Igbo people, because we are plenty there. Have you seen it? Have you heard about it? The little this thing that happened in Ghana, don't you see it? It's not even, no, they don't even destroy shops. They say no, that foreigners should pay no more. You must have so amount of money in order to engage in retail business in Ghana. Otherwise, they close you. Now, don't you see the noise it generated? If it's in Nigeria, they target Igbos. Do you even burn down your shop? They are in Ghana, people were making nice. As if you can't see foreigners. I was laughing. When I was just watching the whole thing, I was laughing. In your own so-called country, they don't even care. They don't even tell you anything. They burn down your shops. Only you come and lament. Who cares for you? Who will talk for you? But in Ghana, because you are a foreign national, you have a country at least. That is why it is so. That is why the restoration of Biafra will assure your properties are more assured. Properties that are outside the Biafra land are more secured under a restored Biafra. As long as you have the relevant documents to your properties. Anywhere, right from Zamfara down to Kogi, going to any place outside Biafra land, you will not lose nothing. Because there will be a ministry in Biafra land that will be in charge of that. And no person outside, no Nigerian dare touch. That time you see they become afraid, because any slightest thing it becomes international episode. Don't you know that? Or confrontation. And they will pay heavily. Don't you know that? But no, you don't know. They continue deceiving you. Well, if you say that is living in Lagos. If we have Biafra now, so we are going to lose our houses. And I look at the pure baboon and orangutan. I say, so have Nigerians lost their goods or their properties in Cameroon? Even in Niger Republic, as long as it's another country, you are more secured. Don't you know that? No person dare touch it. Because it will make noise. It will make international noise. Don't you know that? That is why all these things are accumulating into pushing everybody to join what we are doing. Because IPOB is always right. You know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to say it. IPOB is always right. And the proof is there, glaring at you. They demolish our houses, our people's houses in Lagos. And they will demolish more. They will bomb more shops, let me tell you. They will bomb more shops. The worst part of it is that other places, other people in other parts of Lagos, or Igbos in other parts of Lagos will be praying that the thing will not reach them. Instead of collectively trying to be proactive, say, what are we going to do in order to stop that this thing does not happen again? Because every year is something. Year in, year out. Lamentation. You know, it suits the caliphate. It suits them too much. If they are watching this video, because I know that even Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, all of them, the caliphate, they are watching the video. It makes them laugh. Do you remember the leaked audio of what is the former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, Chibuike Amechi? When he said he was with the impostor, I think they were going somewhere. They were in a flight. Traveling, and they put in social media. They were just watching social media. He was showing the imposter. He said, "Look at one trader, Igbo trader in Onitsha, lamenting, insulting Buhari that he made everything costly." And he says whether he's selling necklace, all these things, women, or something like that. He said that we are laughing. He said the man laugh. He said it became a fun to him. He said, put, let me hear. He was insulting him. He said, hey, Buhari go die, not forever. He don't die, he will die. God will. It became a fun. So, all this year, God go punish him. Satan punish him. He go die, and die, and their children will die. No. You know the work. Make I tell you, the work. That energy, save that energy they used to cause them. In nothing, the work. Go on, live life now. You still there alive. You don't know? Oh, okay. If all those causes, insult, this and that, they work. Obasanjo for don't die now. But he say he can't be. But he slaughtered us. So, who will take care of them? Is we human beings. When we gather, we plan, we take care of them. So I want to know, hey, God will punish them. These people, God will never punish them. God, they laugh. They laugh for you. They bless them more. Make I tell you. Until you get sense. Because you don't get sense. If you get sense, you forheed to the advice, to the clarion call of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he went to World Igbo Congress 2015 and told them, look, I need guns and bullets. He have told them with a proverb they don't understand. He talked to people, he talked to them with a poem. No way. Prose, they don't understand. He said, okay, let me come clear. I need guns and bullets. I need guns and bullets to protect you people, not to protect me only. To protect for our collective protection. What are you talking? You want to war? You want to war? You are talking of mention again. You say what? Guns and bullets for what? Today, what is it? Do you see in this UG? Another person there, his interest is, I am Chief Omeri, one of Ndolumbe. I am Kanachiro Hawan. So, I am doctor, I have doctorate degree with a Foloso Yinka. He's with that. Now, I want to ask you that to come to ask us for God. Please, which passport you use come? Make I know whether a Biafra passport you use. You will see a human being, but what you are seeing is just an illusion. I'm telling you. Because, why is it illusion? Because when he speaks, what is inside him, inside the brain is, water. Tolodo. Just all nothing. They don't plan for the future. They don't understand the political situation or being politically conscious. All they live is for the day. They hustle, they make the money, spend it, spray it as royal chieftaincy title. And the world ends there. They don't care about what is happening to them as a people. They don't calculate what it is happening to us today. How is it going to be tomorrow? No, that is not their calculation. It's a curse. It's a curse. And you are getting it in the hard way. We are getting it the hard way. It is all of us. We are getting it the hard way. Because whatever concerns one person, touches all of us. We are getting it the hard way. Do you understand? Because many of these people, they can come today and come home today. Tomorrow they turn into kidnappers. Some of them will turn into kidnappers. And before you know, they will kidnap your brother. And you don't know that these are people, what causes them is because of all these things that happened in Lagos. They destroyed all their livelihood. Why? Because we don't have any collectivity. No collective thinking. Everybody is sentenced to go and hustle your own. Be careful of being sentenced to individual hustling. That is the worst thing that can happen to a people. Fulani today, they are on top. Do you know why? Because their collectivity is more important than one person, than their individual. Do you see how Sheikh Gumi is defending them? They are terrorists. He said, no person, during the campaign, presidential campaign, Sheikh Gumi, he said it openly. He said, let no northerner vote for any person that will come to kill all these, they are terrorists, because those terrorists are their warriors. Let me ask, can an Igbo man say something like this? Or even have a mental, think about like this? Because they are thinking of collectivity. Yes, he's a terrorist, but he says he's their warrior. Leave them. Leave them. And today, that is it. That's why they're on top. Because they think collectively. They don't think about one person being Ochirozo, so others will be bowing down. No. All of them are playing their roles, just moving forward for their collectivity or their collective interest. That is why they are on top today. Are you asking why they are on top? That is the reason why they are the oppressor. They are on top of everybody because they think collectively. Whenever there is something and they issue a statement, issue order in their private radios and say, every Fulani, every Northerner that is in the south, come home before 5 days. You will see them. Both the Okada riders. But it doesn't matter. They don't know. They don't have any means of going. They will find one way or the other, jump a trailer, say they are going. That is discipline. They have what you don't have. I saw, one person called me. One person called me privately. He's a Biafra. He made a very valid point anyway, but there's something he said. He said, IPOB, is pushing, we are telling them to come back for this census. It's good though. He said, I am living in the north with my family, but I want to come. But why not arrange for, let IPOB arrange for buses?
So that the people will be coming, every day, one or how many buses, people will come, will enter. Because there are people that don't have anything. I say, okay, you have a point. That's it. And that is the mentality of our people. You must provide. No, as long as before you know, you see some people that will say, nah, if they don't bring money, me I know they go. If they don't pay transport, me I know they go. Waiting. Because he is very primitive to understand the importance of collectivity. He don't understand. A thing that is doing you, or is doing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or is doing IPOB, he don't know that he is doing himself. Because he's going to suffer the brunt of his primitive decision tomorrow. And his future generations are going to suffer it. But if we push it and say, now IPOB, they give me food. I beg, if they provide any money for transport, I beg, now them sabi now. If they don't provide, me I know they go, me I here, I can't here. So for him, he defied, thinking that he's doing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Mazi Chinedu or Mazi Chinedu or IPOB. Oh, I'm defying, I'm doing them bad. So he's a blackmail. Okay, send me money now. Oh, I know they come. I can't hear. He don't know that. No way. This is this stupidity is what we are trying to eradicate. Put light in the brains of our people through Radio Biafra Lord here. That is what we preach. Why we preach the way we preach. Because this is the most important part of this restoration effort. Talking to people in order to sanitize the brains of our people. Otherwise, we go nowhere. Otherwise, even if, because let me tell you, Britain don't want you to have complete freedom, mental emancipation. No. All they care to, they can give you flag independence so that they will continue being in control of you. But what we are doing is a revolution. I've been saying it here every time. Biafra restoration is not ordinary flag independence. So they give us flag independence. You will see people that will, I studied in Harvard. I studied in University of Columbia. The same mentality, they will push them and impose them on us. And we continue the same old story. Oh, democracy. Okay, democracy. What we are doing here is a revolution. First of all, mental revolution. Mental. Because without mental revolution, you can never obtain genuine physical liberation. It's impossible. Because when you have without mental revolution or mental emancipation, you will still depend on foreigners for many things. You will still be receiving orders from Rome, from Archbishop of Canterbury, from Assemblies of God Church in America. To tell you, to teach you, they can change their doctrine anytime. And so be it. You continue, worshiping foreign God, foreign idols, depending on them. Instead of you being in your originality, you having your own initiative, so that you earn respect. No way. You defend the foreign things. Foreign things. You are a shadow of human being. You are not a human being. You are just a shadow of human being. That is it. Today, I want to talk about it will be brief, national identity. But before I go there, please, I just see or even before coming on air, that's the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, former speaker, who, when he was asked question in Germany, they made noise to the extent that they welcome him home. Nigeria welcome him home as a hero. This is a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ekweremadu has been sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. And he is now controlled by a warder that people that are not even that cannot even near him if he's in Nigeria. People that they are not up to people that he sends message that goes to serve him to polish his shoe. All those warders in the UK prison, they are not up to. But today they are controlling him. They are the people that we tell him when to, if maybe 2 hours in a day, he have to come out and take fresh air. 2 hours or 3 hours in a day, or 1 hour, depending. Now after, your time is finished, enter inside. Enter inside. What is that? Oh, the senator. Oh, you are a senator. He become a senator in jail. Do you see how things move around? Do you see it? That the United Kingdom is where law works. Whether you believe it or not. They are civilized. But they don't want black people like us to have that type of character, to reach that type of advancement. What United Kingdom wants is okay, I will give you visa, I will make visa waiver for people, for doctors and teachers from Nigeria. And you see monkeys gather to submit their documents. I'm a doctor, and they love it. And when they take you to, I have some of my friends that are there because of the program. Complain. Every day is complain. Now I'm fuck up, man. That is what United Kingdom wants. That is the reason why they created Nigeria. Do you understand that? Okay, can Nigeria make a program, visa waiver, and say, okay, we need English doctors in Nigeria. Both people that will come and start taking care of our old ladies and old men. Our, elders in Nigeria. Oh yeah, come. The UK, BBC first of all say maybe Nigerian government is now crazy. Nara we will go. They will mock. But once UK says it, because that is the reason, one of the reasons why they created Nigeria. In order to harvest raw materials, taking raw materials. When they take you as a doctor, you come to the United Kingdom. Now you start carrying old people's shit. Then you walk. You remember you are earning pounds. After all, in your country, naira is nothing. Come on, walk. They will not allow you to rest. You work harder and you earn lesser than an English person. Because you are raw material. Do you understand? You are raw material. You cannot do your own. You cannot develop your own. That's it. So they are in charge of you. They have sentenced Ekweremadu to 10 years imprisonment for his sins, for his crime. In Nigeria, they harvest people's organ. According to the story which I read in the newspaper during the trial, the guy said he ran away because he threatened him when he's afraid to donate the kidney in London. He said, hey, I will take you back to Nigeria and I will take it by force. And that threat made the boy to fear, because he know what it means. Once he's taken back to Nigeria, finish, he's dead. He's dead. Because they will tie him and just open him without even sedative. Open his body and take the kidney and allow him to. allow him to die painful deaths and leave him. That is how they are doing Biafrans. That is how these politicians are doing. That is how they are working. They harvest mostly Biafrans' organs. That is it. SARS occurs is there. We know what is happening every day. What about is it 7,000 plus pennies, fresh pennies, being from Nigeria, being found in container in a container in China? What is the result of the investigation? Everything has gone down the drain. Why? Because it's politicians that are involved. These are Biafrans. Do you have an investigative journalist that fly, to China, do investigation, underground investigation to find out everything? No way, oh. No way. Oh, Nigeria, that one is forgotten. And they are killing our people, harvesting their organs every day. Ekremado is now a culprit. Let me say it like that. He's a culprit. Culprit victim. And that's it. He is suffering for his crime. In a country, a sanitized country. That is not Nigeria. In Nigeria, he is untouchable. That's it. Therefore, we must continue. Let me read another news headline. It says, I don't know whether, terrorists sack several communities in Kebbi, Zamfara State, kill over 40 residents, abduct many others. Terrorists in Kebbi, they are continuously doing their bidding, changing the demography in Nigeria. It is happening koro in our eyes, and people are watching, doing nothing, as if everybody is being hypnotized. But IPOB is not. We continue talking about it. They are changing the demography of the North. You understand? That is why, whenever they suspended or postponed the census, they want to take everybody by surprise, this census. But IPOB tell them that no, we started calling for our people to come home and to be counted in Biafra land, and many of them are heeding to the call. He made the Asorok to fear, because it will expose their lies being propagated by the British. So what they do, they postpone this census in order to bring more of their people from Niger, from Chad, from Sudan. From after all, Sudan, there is a war there, so they are pouring. They will be pouring in. Don't worry, in no distant time, because the northern borders are porous. It's not manned. The northern borders, more than 2/3 of it are not manned. So people enter and leave as any, and they will be. The worst part of it is that they will be talking about the Nigeria territorial integrity. How can you have territorial integrity why you cannot control your territory? You cannot manage. You cannot control it. And every time you are talking about territorial integrity, we will not allow IPOB in order to interfere or defy our Nigeria territorial integrity. How dare you? Do you have any territorial integrity? The answer is no. The answer is no. So they want to bring more Fulani, kill more indigenous population, and sack more villages in order to put more Fulani Ruga before counting. So that now Fulani will be every state. Fulani will be number one. Number one. The other day I talked about it. They put it 6%. In 2015, Fulani was 1.8%. What they declare, according to the lie they declare, because they are not up to 1% of the population. But all of a sudden, 2015, 1.8%.